Hey, a favorite photographer though.
Hey, girl.
Okay. Okay, good. We are live. What's up, everybody?
What's up? What's going on?
Okay. We are live. Welcome to another session of the Kava podcast. You guys already know, my name is Will. I'm the host of this show, your top Doko, host of the #1 Polynesian podcast in the world. Oh, let's get it. We have a great show planned for you guys live out of San Francisco on this beautiful Saturday night. After Dark Pod, where we talk about dating and relationships. As you guys can see, we have a full panel of beautiful ladies joining me here tonight. We have a great topic to discuss. Get your popcorn ready. Let's get it.
What are we arguing about?
A man is gonna do what a man wants to do.
All on your wrist. Make you my wife, you no longer my bitch.
Let's get it. My name is Will. I'm the host of this show, the #1 Polynesian podcast in the world.
Dripping in Versace. All these other hoes trying to copy.
Women tend to bounce around in relationships. They can't stick and stay in a long-term relationship.
Again, don't agree with this. Just
So let's say, are you still in it? Are you still in it?
no. So you're basically saying I'm a whore.
This content is not suitable for the children under the age of 18 without adult supervision. Please be advised.
So I just wanted to take the time and make this video to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Love all the freaky things you do. My love was way overdue. That's when you came out the blue.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another session of the Kava podcast After Dark session, where we talk about dating and relationships live out of San Francisco on this beautiful Saturday night. And we have a full panel of beautiful ladies joining us tonight. As always, everybody out there, always subscribing, always tuning in to my live shows on Saturday night. Thank you, as always. Thank you so much for all your love and support. And shout out to everybody who like and subscribe to my channel. Shout out to you guys, as always. Don't forget, if you see value in the content, the best way you can support me for the algorithm is smash that like and subscribe button real quick, okay? Don't forget, it is a live podcast, a live show. Let's get that live chat popping. I see too lit to quit already on the live chat. So you guys already know the topic we're discussing tonight. We're gonna talk about nice guys or fuck boys. All right. All right. So if you're a nice guy, if you're a fuck boy, let me know in the live chat. All right?
Nice guy.
All right. But I see you, Brian B, already on the live chat. But let me know in the live chat. So show some love. If you recognize these beautiful ladies, show some love in the live chat. Say hello. But as always appreciate you guys. You know, and of course, like I said, don't be a creep. Don't be a ninja watcher.
Then
Right?
that's what we hear.
It's a live stream. Participate. Get the live chat popping. Let me know what you guys think. All right. Don't forget to shout out. This is a public show. All right. This is a public show for you guys. If you want to jump on and be part of the podcast, there is a way. You have to subscribe and become a supporting member on my locals. I know some of you guys reach out to me on Instagram asking me, how do I jump on and be part of the podcast on Saturday night with the ladies? The link is in the description of the video. You can click on that link and subscribe to my locals. There's a lot of good perks for there for you guys. You get exclusive content. You get pre-show, after-show vlogs. I show it for you guys. And one of the coolest things that you guys can also join us on this podcast as a virtual guest, like a video Zoom call. You can tune in from your phone or from your laptop, and you can join us the last hour of this podcast. So if you truly want to support me financially, if you truly want to support me so I can improve, give you guys the best quality content for you guys, the best way to do it is support me on my locals. And of course, if you want to join tonight's podcast, as you guys can see, we have a hot topic tonight. We got some beautiful
hot ladies.
with some hot ladies.
Hey.
We got some hot ladies with some hot Kava. All right. All right. Everything's hot tonight. Everything's hot tonight. So yeah, click on that link and the link's posted there, and you can be able to join on the podcast the last hour and be part of the pod. All right, and nevertheless, don't forget if you want your voice to be heard, as we're having this discussion with the ladies, if you have something to say, you want us to respond to and read it out loud, drop a super chat, and I'll be able to put it on the screen, and I'll read what you have to say, and we get to respond to it. So some of you guys have some opinions, you guys want to share. That's part of our conversation. The best way to do it is drop it through a super chat. I'll be able to put it on the screen and read it, and we get to respond to you. And as always, I appreciate you guys always super chatting and donating to the channel. But nevertheless, that's pretty much all my YouTube stuff. I see Brian B. I see SO Hopeful. Hey, what's up, man? What's up, guys? But I appreciate you guys on the live chat. Let's get that live chat popping. And as always, we have to start the podcast with some Kava flowing. We got flowing in our veins. All right. So, ladies.
We are now live.
All right. Let's get the Kava going. And of course, all the Kava drinkers out there.
Kava.
Drink a cup for me. All right. There you go.
Hook me up because you know I got that ADHD. I need to call my husband. She said hook it up because
I'm gonna
I got that
shit.
shit.
I'm gonna sip it, girl.
Also, let me know how the audio is going. All right, the audio's good. The video. Oh wait. Just give me 1 second. And Tiny, you're gonna use cups.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Now the 2 cups broke last podcast.
Hey.
It's too late last.
Live out of SF.
All right.
Okay.
No, not you. Or
All right. All right. So
Wait, cheers to this?
no, in the Tongan tradition, when we have when we drink kava, I know we shared that before, but we always raise our cups and we share some words of endearment, and then we drink right after. So I'm gonna raise my cup. I started off first. So ladies, thank you for making the time. I appreciate you guys. Let's have some quick discussions tonight, and yeah. And I see D on the live chat already.
great topic.
Let's have a great topic. I appreciate your time. Have some fun tonight. I'll pass it to you, Savannah.
I hope we make a lot of money in the future and make it home.
Yay!
Straight to the
I know
Yeah. I just want to say thank you for having me on and let's
Yes.
have fun. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for the opportunity. It takes whatever we do in our personal lives like to the next level.
For real.
Okay.
I just want to thank you for having me tonight.
Mhm.
Hope for prosperity for all of us tonight, and for everyone to be wealthy.
Yeah.
Not money.
Let's have a
And
good night tonight.
cheers to that. Oh wait, my turn, huh?
She said cheers.
Yeah, thanks for having me. You already know what the vibes are. Ladies, you already know what's up. Pleasure meeting you and can't wait till the next time.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Let's say
Cheers,
Ofa.
you guys.
Ofa?
Atu.
Atu.
There you go. Ofa Atu, y'all.
Yeah.
All right. Let me know what it tastes like.
Like sand water?
Mm.
Or chata?
Mm-hmm.
Horchata without no sugar, huh?
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
Sugar in that motherfucker.
She said, "Don't leave that out."
I'm like, yeah.
No sugar.
You're a Virgo.
You're a Virgo.
All right. Ofa Atu, everybody out there, all the Kava drinkers out there. Appreciate you guys. But let's get that live chat popping. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And of course, if you want your voice to be heard, drop a super chat and let me know what your thoughts are. And of course, if you want to jump on as a public guest later on in the last hour of the pod, the link to my logos is in the description of the video. Click on that link and become a supporting member. But let's get right into it. Ladies, before we go into that hot topic, there's a lot of people watching this right now and they want to know who you are. So if you guys don't mind, give yourself a quick intro. I have it here. So all you got to do is just follow this right here. So name, your age, ethnicity.
There you go.
What do you do? What's your status, relationship status?
That's
And
here.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then what type of relationship you're looking for? You know,
Okay, perfect.
let's start with
Oh,
you,
we better
Tanya.
go right into
So I
me.
got some
All
shit
right.
to say.
All right. So my name is Tabitha. Some of you guys or most of you guys knows me as Tiny T. I'm 38. Hey, look
Okay.
at that.
Looking fly.
Where? I'm a Latina, a little spicy. She's spicy. I'm an entrepreneur. I do everything. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. So basically, I sell everything but the cookie. Okay. Status.
Make that clear.
I sell
let's
everything
make that
but
real
the
good.
cookie.
Status. I'm in a relationship right now. In a new relationship. Everything's going good. I love it. And type of relationship.
Well,
I'm in one.
You're in one. You're good.
Yeah, I'm in it.
Yeah, you're already in it. You don't look. You know.
In a toxic relationship. Hello, everyone. I'm Brianna, aka Nana, aka Still Sitting Pretty.
Hey.
I'm from Stockton, California. I'm Puerto Rican. I am also an entrepreneur and also a nurse during the daytime. I'm in a relationship. It's also new, but it's going really well. So I'm excited for the future.
All right, you're good. All right. Thank you so much, Nana.
Thank you.
My name is B. You guys know me as To Be or Not To Be or Braids by B.
Catch them hands.
Catch them hands real quick. I am 30 years old. I am Hispanic. For work, I'm an entrepreneur. I plan to open more businesses. Currently, I am a braider, at-home braider, located in Modesto, California. I am married as of almost 11 years now. That's the only relationship I want to know.
That's what you thought.
Sounds good.
All right, Maria Martinez. You know I'm 44. I'm proud of my age. Indigenous, Mexican, American. Work, I do body sculpting, and I'm entrepreneur, same thing. You know, I gotta make my money. I'm single and type of relationship. You know, I just want a good relationship. You know, I'm open to different things, nothing in particular. You know, I like the gangsters. Yeah. So.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm Savannah. I'm the owner of Bareface Beauty 101, and I also have a photo booth company located in the Bay Area.
Bay Area.
Age, I prefer not to say. I like to keep things a little mysterious.
Okay.
Ethnicity, I am mixed with Cuban. Some people say Cubano. I'm proud African American woman as well. And work, I already said that. Status, I'm in a new relationship, but it's long distance. So
Long distance is good though.
yeah,
Nothing's wrong with that.
yeah. But I love to travel. That's my thing. So yeah, that's it.
All right. All right. Thank you, ladies. Shout out to all the ladies. All right. And the latest, you know, when you do speak to just make sure it's close to the podcast mic.
Everybody
And then
leans
Maria,
in at the
this
same
way,
time.
just so the camera can get you because you're kind of getting off the screen.
Because we were trying to all
Are we
be
going
on the
this
camera.
way?
Because your head is blocking that.
You got your big old. You got your big old in the way.
I got you. I got a big ass head.
My head ain't little too. I don't want to talk, but
That's the same thing. Is that
All right. As always, thank you so much, ladies, for the beautiful introductions, and appreciate everybody on the live chat. Let's get that live chat popping. But let's get right into it. Let's get right into the topic we're gonna discuss tonight. All right. So I do have a video. I'm gonna play this video. I saw it viral on TikTok. We're gonna react to it. It's related to tonight's topic, and then we all get to share our opening thoughts on the topic at hand. Okay. All right. Video file. Okay. All right. I think that's the one. Oh, that's the
It's nice boys. Nice boys, please apply. Is she really into nice boys? A little bit of both. And what about you? Nice guys, for sure. I would say in the past, I have been into some boys, but I'm definitely into nice guys now.
You hesitated, so I knew there was some boy logic going on there.
In the past.
You're a reformed boy advocate.
I'm now more of a nice guy girl.
Reform. She minded her business.
that was smart.
all right.
Shit, I'm putting your bowl, girl.
Oh, is that my shit?
You're good, girl.
All right. So, ladies, so the topic we're going to discuss tonight: do modern women want a nice guy or a fuck boy? Okay.
I need the details on the fuckboy.
She's
So
actually
here's-
the
here's-
definition.
Yeah. So here's
Yes.
here's the thing from.
Is there any in between? Any?
Well, I saw in the video on the comments, right, from both sides. You know, a lot of girls are saying, you know, they want a nice guy. They want a man that's going to treat her, respect her, right? But at the same time, a lot of men saying, well, you say that you want a nice guy, you say you want a man that respects you, but then you look at your history of the type of men that you date or have children with, these are guys that don't commit to you. These are guys just manipulating you, wasting your time. But at the same time, you want a nice guy.
Yeah.
So we live in today's modern day 2023. People are, we have the hookup culture, situationships. People go out there and having sex, not really thinking about long-term partnership and long-term relationship. So a lot of people, both men and women, they find themselves hooking up with the people that necessarily isn't the right partner for them. And we all go through that phase, in our early 20s. So, and then you saw in that video, that lady said, that girl said that, she had a phase of going through the fuck boys, but now she's a little bit older.
Yeah.
She wants to settle down. She wants a nice guy. But the nice guy is saying, I was there when all the fuck boys were there, but you didn't pick me. And now you want to come back to me.
Now you want to come crawling.
Now you want to come back to me. All right. So that's what the men are saying. I was there, I wanted you, but you were going with the fuck boys. But now you're a little bit older. And the fuck boys, they want to settle down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too late.
So the fuck boys are considered like players then, is what you're saying.
It's all
Yeah.
about
They're
that
just
you used
they
to go
just fuck
after.
off.
Yeah. So that's the conversation I saw in the comments, the back and forth between men and women. So I want to hear from you guys. What's your opening thoughts on the modern women today? I mean, there's a lot of people out there looking for strong relationships, looking for good men, marriages. They want to get married. They want to have a good family. But sometimes we see the type of men that they're sleeping with or going in a relationship with is usually not the type of men that's going to be committed to them. So the question is, why do they go to the fuck boys if they say they want a nice guy? So that's the question a lot of guys are trying to figure out. I'll start with you, Tiny. Tiny, what do you think?
I think everybody goes for the wait, are you asking me what do I go for? Or?
No, just the topic
I
in
think
general.
everybody goes for a fuck boy because everybody likes that bad boy. You know what I mean? Like I think that's like a sexy or something. You know what I mean? Like, ooh, bad boy. Like, ooh, you been to jail. Like, ooh.
You want to know what I think
Maria?
it is? I think it's how they like spit that game. Like they spit that game. You know what I'm saying? Like a nice guy is gonna sit here and like do nice shit, but you know what I'm saying? I feel like, but fuck boys, they spit that game, and it's just like, ooh, like. Ooh, what? Like
I like
say it
both.
every
I like a
time.
mixture.
I feel like you can try and go after a nice guy, right? And you go after that nice guy and you find things that you don't like about him. So then you start to get turned off faster than you would with the fuckboy because you find that fuckboy more exciting. You find him very like, ooh, what's next? Ooh,
No, but you gotta be
argument.
attractive, like
But you see
because
today,
mainly
now
fuck
it's
boys are
time-
attractive.
We're toxic nowadays. Everybody's so toxic nowadays. I can't even say I'm not even toxic because I'm very toxic.
Own it,
You
girl.
know, I'm gonna own up to my shit. I'm very toxic.
Toxica.
Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes, but it comes from all the fuckboys that I used to date. You know, you get past traumas, you go through all of that, and then it's like, damn, what did I do? I should have went after the nice guy.
And then you're mad at
want that
yourself
nice guy
because
at
you're the
that
picker.
time.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you only got yourself to blame when you're the picker. You know what I mean? I always say this all the time. Like you get mad at the boys. Well, I hang with people be like, motherfuckers ain't shit. No, sis. Yo, motherfucker ain't shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like,
Mine is,
you
right.
picking them. You know what I mean? Like you
right,
picking
sure,
them.
right,
You know?
sure.
I agree with that. I feel like you can turn a fuckboy to a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
You can always change a guy.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I really don't know about that.
I feel
don't
like
think you
if you
wanna
sit like obviously if you stick with your fuck boy, I feel like eventually he can grow with you or he cannot grow with you. And that's where that really stands. Exactly. How much work are you willing to put in? But if you put in all the work and he don't want to grow with you, then that's obviously something that you should stop wasting your time on. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Maria?
I mean, as far as that subject goes, to me, that's like something that's hard to define. I don't feel like people could have labels, to be honest, because people are so complicated. I don't look at people like this is the fuck boy, this is the good boy. I don't look at it like that.
Yeah.
Every man is different from one to another.
Okay.
Everybody has different ways of being, I try to get to know that person as an individual. And if they're a cool person, or I feel like there's certain things we can compromise about, there's certain things I will not compromise about. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But of course, I'm not going to want to be a guy that's at my age fucking around on me. No, I don't tolerate that. I will not at all. Mm-hmm. I don't play that. And normally the reason why girls go for guys that are considered fuckboys is because they're good looking, most of them. Because, okay, why do they have so many options? Because they're good looking guys, right? So it's not necessarily the fact that they're fuckboys, it's that they're attractive. And when they have more options, when they have more options, then they start getting in the game of manipulating this girl or this girl. They know how to start juggling them. So then they start being more manipulative, right? Because they have so many options.
Yeah, it's
right?
spitting that game.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily that women like that. It's almost instinctive, like a hunting thing. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you look at when a woman is like, when a man is seeking out women, like it's like prey. You know what I mean? So you're going to go for the baddest bitch. You're going to go for the baddest guy. You know, for me, I like a guy that's dominant because I'm a dominant person. He's got to lead and then I follow, but I will not be with a weak man. Right. So I don't know about that. Like I said, that definition is kind of weird to me. I want a guy that's going to be like on the top of the chain. Yeah.
That's just what you need.
But he's not
to
going to play
hold
with
you
me
down.
either.
That's
Yeah, but
what
he's
you
not
gotta
going
have
to play
hold
with
you
me either
down.
because I don't play with that.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my stance.
All right. Maria, thank you. Savannah, what do you think? Do modern women, do they want a nice guy or do they want a fuckboy?
It depends on the woman, honestly, and it depends on what stage she is in her life and what she's been through. But I can say that the good guy is not going to approach you the same way that a fuckboy would, because I thought I can't say fuckboy.
No.
Okay.
Say it louder, girl.
So like, you know, in my experience, like fuckboys make you feel better initially, right? They know how to like make, oh, you look so sexy in that. Oh, you just got your hair done. Oh my God, babe, let me pay for you to get your nails done. I want you to get this and this and that color. Like they know how to make you feel good. Whereas a regular good guy is just gonna be like, oh, you got your nose done. Oh, that's nice. You know, like it's not the same energy. So it just depends, because if you're looking for that excitement, then you're going to really go with the fuck boy. But if you're looking for something stable and, you know, something solid, then, and you're kind of over the, you know, I like him like making me feel this type of way, then it's kind of like, okay, I could stay with the good guy, you know? So it just depends on the woman, because as you mature and get older, you start to understand that, you know, like you said, individualism, like you don't need all of that when you already know who you are. But yeah, it's fun, it's lit, you know. Some men are both. Yeah. Some men know how to balance
with the age,
how to
like,
balance
or stage and at different stages in life. If you would have asked me 10, 15 years ago, I'd be like, oh yeah, fuck boys.
Right. Yeah, like come
but
on.
now I'm like, the fuck?
Right.
You know?
Exactly. For real.
Okay.
For real.
All right. Thank you for sharing, ladies. As always, appreciate you guys on the live chat. I see player one, Vin FTW. I see some new names in the live chat. Shout out to you guys on the live chat. Thank you so much for tuning in. I see D on the live chat. As always, don't forget, if you want your voice to be heard, if you have something to say you want to add on to our discussion, drop it through a super chat. I'll be able to read it, put it on the screen, and respond to you guys. But ladies, you know, I think let's define those words, right? Because anybody can say fuck boy, but it's different for every woman, right?
For sure.
So I want to hear from you guys. What makes a fuck boy attractive to you personally, for just your own personal opinion, and then we'll talk about why nice guys are not as attractive and why a lot of girls will go to the fuck boy. I think some of you guys said it's big game, it's exciting. What's next? You know, that unknown, that curiosity. So I just want to ask you guys, what makes a fuck boy so attractive to you? Why a lot of girls go for it? Tiny.
I think it's the excitement, the unknown, the constant change. You know what I mean? Like it's never the same. You know, it's really the excitement and the energy. You know, it's always different. It's on the go, move. You know what I mean? Spur of the moment type shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Gets your emotions going. Yeah,
you know, and but other than that, that's the only thing that good comes from it.
Right. I think Maria said usually they're attractive. Does a fuckboy have to
I
be
don't think that
physically attractive?
Physically attractive. I've been with the safe. You know how you play it safe? Yeah. I'm sure you have.
Right.
And they have been fuck boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't think that necessarily it's like a look.
Okay.
I think it's more of an energy.
Energy.
You know what I mean? because a person can be attractive, but once you open your mouth, it's like, oh, you just got real ugly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Vice versa for women too. You know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can be real pretty, but the moment you open your mouth, it's like, oh, damn, you just
All
went
that
from
shit
a
went out the
10
window.
to
Yeah.
a fucking 2. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But
That's happened before.
yeah,
Yeah. She
Oh,
said,
yeah.
yeah.
but I played it safe.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So the not so attractive, you know, the blue collar, like real work, like legit work, you know.
Yeah.
I played it safe, and he was a fuck boy,
Okay.
you know, but he was a different type of fuck boy, right?
Yeah.
Because it's the one that you don't expect him to be a fuck boy because you're playing it safe, but you know,
Shocker.
So, yeah.
She's
So I don't think it's a
right.
look, you know. I
Yeah.
think it's all how it is. I don't think it's on you. I think it's in you.
All right. Oh, so he was camouflaging it.
Yeah, camouflage.
Yeah, that type of fuck boy.
He must
Okay.
have been in the army.
He must have been in the
He must have
army.
been in the army.
Okay. All right. So what about to you, Nana? Nana, what do you think? What makes a fuck boy so attractive?
You know, since we got on this topic, I've been thinking about it. Like I've been with some fuckboys in my past, and it's like it's the unknown that gets you right in the ass. Bites you right in the ass, and you're like, damn, why did I go after that? Should have never opened your inbox.
Right.
I should have left you back in the DMs. What am I doing?
Right.
Right. I should have left you back in the DMs, but you know, man, you can't really decide if what you're attracted to. Is just if that person comes up to you, you guys engage in a conversation, even, you know, it could be what the perfect words he could say to you,
Yeah.
to what brings you to him, like, wow, what did he just say? Like, you know, and then later on down the road, you find out that he's really just that fuck.
He was
that
gaming
you did not
you.
want to
Right.
mess with.
Mm.
You're talking about it all the time to your girls, like, oh, I don't want this type of man or this type of man, but you end up getting with that man.
Or
And
sometimes you can't see that you're with that type of man, and your friends can be like, "Girl,
what are you doing?
what are you doing?"
Yeah,
And
no,
you're like,
normally
oh,
people notice
yeah.
before
You're
you
so
do.
this and this
blinded,
from
you know,
Right.
from the
but
fuckery.
really,
Right.
they're
For
just
sure.
like blinded by love at that time. You know.
Okay.
So,
All right. All right.
It's a hard decision.
All right. Is it love or is it lust?
I would say you can definitely fall in love with the wrong person.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's hard.
Yeah.
It just depends.
She's always
That's
a must.
Close to
hard.
home.
Okay.
Oh no.
She's
I
always
was in
in
love
love,
with
I
the
tell
fuck
you.
boy at one point.
Okay. Okay.
She was in love.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. If you're that fuck boy, say hello in the live
Fuck
chat.
you. You're out there.
All right. I'll pass it to you, B.
Mhm.
What makes a fuck boy so attractive to women?
I feel like, okay, so I'm not attracted to fuckboys because what attracts me is like, are you financially stable?
Mm.
How do you handle situations? You know what I'm saying? That is what attracts me. But I feel like what attracts the females, it all starts from a conversation. It is a pickup line, is what I think it is.
First 5 seconds.
That
Right.
conversation and what they first say to you and that hard ass game that they spit within that first couple minutes, that's what hooks you. Because from there you can continue the conversation, or you could be like, nah, homie, this ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's that first conversation and how they approach you, and I feel like that's what gets you. Because after that, I feel like you can find attraction in a person. And then from there, you'll ignore the red flags that you
Yeah.
see. Because obviously you'll see red flags.
Running with the red flags. It's just like,
Girl, and because you found attraction already, you left the door open to find attraction. That's where it goes from there. And I feel like that's where it really lies in a fuckboy. And I feel like from there, then it's the manipulation. Then finding out that dude's car ain't really that dude's car, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever follows behind that. Right. Whatever follows behind that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that is what makes it's because they could be not attractive and they could say the right things and you'd be like,
hooked on.
well, you want to know what? Just maybe. Like, just maybe.
You're saying all the right things.
You saying all the right things. You know, this could
moisture.
I'm gonna go clean up.
I really feel like that's what it is.
Final aisle 14.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. For the next podcast, I'm gonna buy some red flags.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hey, here she goes.
Yeah. I'll be the red flag tonight. I'll be the red
Let
flag
me use
tonight.
your honor.
I'll be the red flag.
Real quick, because you said that they had some hard ass game and they spits that first line. Can you give examples of that first line that caught your attention?
I feel like
The guys wanna know
I
so
feel
they
like
can
it
use
is
it.
energy. I don't think it's
Yeah.
just what you say. It's just like how you say, like,
Yeah.
"Damn, what's up, mama?"
What's-
You know, like that type, like just smooth talk. I feel like that's what's just like.
What's the best pickup line you ever heard from a guy?
Man, I heard some corny ass.
What's the best one that got you? What's the best one that?
It was so corny, I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She laughed too hard.
Yeah.
They don't got some secrets.
Nana, let it out.
She knows all
Yeah.
She said, "Let me pull some up real quick."
Yeah.
Should we pull up the DMs?
I'm sure you've heard some good ones, right?
Yeah, I've heard.
From Tennessee. No, just
Yeah.
Right.
Because you're the only 10 I see. Yeah.
Oh,
No, they're like, did that fall from heaven hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every now I wish I could have said it. Sometimes on the live they'll be like spitting some funny ones, right? And like at first you don't get it because you read the first sentence and you're like, what? And then they finish
Right.
it and you're like, oh, that was good. You know, but it's more like for me, I think it's funny. Like if you make the laugh, you know, like I gotta be able to fuck with you. You know, I gotta
You
be
gotta
able
make
to
me
giggle.
laugh.
Yeah.
Like I'm a hyper person, Maria.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Break that wall down.
Yeah,
real
yeah,
quick.
yeah.
I'm definitely an icebreaker. I have
Yeah.
no shame in my game.
yeah.
I'm not
And I
even
have no
gonna lie.
filter.
I don't really I can't really think of a spot like on the spot of a
Yeah.
pickup line that I've had thrown at me.
Yeah.
But I'm not even gonna lie. My husband has spit the best ones. Like he's already married.
That's why
He's
he don't
still
have
be
it.
spitting pickup lines.
Period.
And that
That's
shit
how
is
he
funny.
should. Yeah.
That shit is funny, girl.
Like humor is good,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, for
Right.
sure, for
Very
sure.
attractive.
Oh yeah,
people.
somebody that's funny is definitely
Yeah,
good.
funny.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's funny.
All right, so pass it to you, Maria. We'll keep it moving. Maria, what makes a fuckboy so attractive to women?
I mean, to me, what is a fuckboy? Like you said,
Hey,
it's like a
yeah,
cheater.
Like,
Like fuckboy's a cheater, then, right?
yeah, that's not taking you seriously for commitment. That's gonna
Just fucking around.
fucking around.
Someone who don't take you like.
It's not looking for a committed relationship.
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really think that they're necessarily. I find fuckboys so attractive. You
No,
know
I'm
what I
just
mean?
saying
Like,
in general, for in your
For women in
experience, why do
general.
women like based on your experience with other women, why they find fuckboys attractive?
I think just because, like I said, that they're like guys that have a certain characteristic that makes them more appealing to women. Like they obviously, you know, like she said, they have a good game. They talk their good game. They have something, either they're funny. There's something about them that's charismatic that draws women, right? So it's like if they have it could be anything. It could be that they're funny. It could be that they not necessarily that they have money or anything like that. You know what I mean? Just their way of being that's attractive, right? Because there's guys that are broke
The energy
and they
that
still,
they approach you.
yeah,
with.
and they
Right.
still are just like they're appealing in some type of way. They just got that energy, you know. And it's not in something I think you can necessarily define because there's all types. Like she said, there's guys that are white collar guys. There's guys that are like, you know, they're comics that are like
They
that.
come in all
They come in all
different
kinds of
shapes
different
and
flavors.
forms.
It's
Yeah.
not
But they
a
have to have
one-size-fits-all.
some type of energy that makes them special, that makes them different from the others, right? If you put a bunch of guys in the room, right, and you look and you're like, okay, why is this one different from the next? Like she said, it might not necessarily be that he's more attractive. It could just be that maybe he's more outgoing. Maybe he's talkative. Maybe he's messing with the ladies. It could be even that he's like, oh, why is your head so big? You know what I mean? Like, what? Why my head so big?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, would you say that to me? You know, it's like little things that they do that make them stand out from the other guy. And I think that it has a lot to do with men being shy too. A lot of guys that are shy, they're not necessarily the ones that pull the females because they're too, you know, they're not being aggressive. You know, they're kind of too, I would say that almost being shy is almost feminine in a way to a woman. Okay, because if you're just
That's
sitting
interesting.
back and you're just quiet to yourself, but then there's guys almost that use that to their advantage,
Yeah.
and they're the mysterious one.
Yeah, that's what
Like
I'm saying.
there's guys that just
The ones
won't
that
talk.
back in the
You'll
corner.
see them
Yeah.
that they don't give no female attention, and then the woman will be like, "Damn, how come he ain't looking at me? Like I know I'm bad. Like
It's
Right.
that
you know what I mean?"
reverse
And then
psychology,
yes,
girl.
and then they'll be like, "Okay, so it could be all
reverse
different
psychology.
versions of it. Some men use their humor, some men use their looks, some men use the
Yeah.
fact that they're mysterious."
That they
And
have
some men use
money.
it's all types of game. You know what I mean? But whatever it is, that's what's pulling them,
Okay.
So yeah, I guess that's
What you're personally attracted to. And how
right. But they
approach
use
you.
that to pull the bitches. That's what they do.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right. Thank you for sharing that, Maria. We'll keep it moving, Savannah. Why do you?
They said everything, but it's not a look, and that's where some women get it wrong at, because it's like it can be the squarest dude that you think he might be square, but he can be running all this game on you,
And that's the game right there.
And that's the game, because it's like, okay, I thought he was cool and everything, but he got 2 other females on the side, and he might, help me out occasionally, but when I'm really down and out, or if I really need him, he's not there for me. So, it's like, sometimes you don't know until you arrive at that point of actually needing him, or actually,
like the realization.
Yeah, it's just like, I didn't realize it until I started seeing all these patterns,
situations.
Right? Because he get up and go to work every day. He's doing what he got to do, but
or the puzzles look like they make sense, and
right?
They fit, but at the end of the day, it's not what it seems.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. If you're curious, if you're very curious with your man, it's either one, he's making you feel that way because he is doing something, or 2, you have a guilty conscience.
Right.
It could be one of
or
the
trauma too, like
in a way. But I feel like if you're gonna go in a new relationship with someone, I know it's not everyone can speak on it, but I try to, at least when I get in a relationship with somebody new, I try to forget my past traumas so that I don't bring them into my new relationship, because it's not fair to that person.
Yeah.
But I know, I agree, it's hard, and sometimes those ways do come out and you slip up. But like I said, nobody's perfect, and I don't know, it's hard,
Okay. All right. So we talked about the fuckboys, about what makes them so attracted to women. As always in the live chat, we'd love to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about what makes fuckboys attracted to women? Let me know you're gonna on the live chat, and also spit some game in the live chat. If you guys have some good pickup lines on the live chat, let me know the best pickup line you've ever heard or you ever used.
To a girl before.
To a woman.
there's some good ones out there, babe.
All
If you
right.
watch and drop,
Y'all know you got some good ones.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say one to my man later.
Yeah.
That's some type of different creativity, girl.
Yeah.
Like
That is art. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to hear the best pickup lines on the live chat. Let me know, and of course, if you're B's husband, drop that. Drop those pickup lines you be using. Okay, we'll love to hear from you. All right.
send a good one.
All right. There's a lot of guys on the live chat. Definitely need that.
So they all
They
start
definitely
popping
need
in now.
Yeah.
All right. So, ladies, okay, we talked about the fuck boys. I want to talk about the nice guys. Okay. Why do women? I think somebody mentioned. I think Maria that was you. Sometimes there's certain nice guys are too nice and they're shy and they're not aggressive, so it comes out feminine to you. All right. So, why do you think a lot of girls don't find the nice guys attractive and they end up going with the fuck boys? I just want to start with that. Start with you, Tiny.
I think just like Maria said, they're not aggressive enough. Most of the time women want somebody to be in control. You know what I mean? I want a leader. I'm like she said, I have a big personality, right?
Yeah.
So I want someone to be like, hey, this is what we're doing. Come on. You know what I mean? Like, don't always ask me, like you want somebody to lead, you know?
Yeah.
And nice guys really don't lead. They're just like, they let the dominant woman's personality just overlook and overweigh their personality.
Yeah.
So where they just allow you to do whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do whatever you want. Like, it's good because they just want to be a nice guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But sometimes women don't want that, Like sometimes you want to put your foot down, daddy. Like, like I don't want a motherfucker to tell me what to do. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't want a boss, but I want a motherfucker to tell me what to do. It's not like I'm gonna listen, but I still want somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I mean? Like,
Right. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm gonna listen, but I want you to try.
I want to be. I want somebody that's gonna be.
You'll tell me
though.
though.
So that's why I think like a nice guy, like you'll be attracted to him, but
So you want a guy to tell you what to do, but you don't want to listen.
not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Okay.
Like
She
I
may,
want
she
somebody
may
to-
not listen.
Yeah.
This is girl
Yeah,
math.
yeah, it's not saying that I'm gonna listen. Like I want somebody to
Girl
go
math.
Yeah.
So,
Girl math.
so Tiny,
Girl talk.
put your hand.
I'm learning
Put your
all
hands like
kind of
this.
things tonight.
Put your hands like this. All right, we'll keep it moving. Thank you for sharing that, Tiny. I'll pass it to you, Nena. Nena, wow, why do a lot of women end up leaving the nice guys and don't find them attractive and goes for the fuck boys?
I can't say all nice guys are older men, but usually, typically, they're all older men.
Speak.
And, they're not that attractive or not that fun or not that aggressive. I'm a lioness. I need a lion to run my pack. Grab me by the throat and tell me what to do. Also kiss me and
She
tell
likes
me.
to run. You can tell the homegirl like to
We're
run.
gonna get our stuff done, but I need you to. I don't know. A nice guy usually don't win in the end. It's usually the bad guys.
Okay.
Bad boy.
All right.
Bad boy.
So you like a guy to
But see, it's hard also because my boyfriend, he's a nice guy, but he's also is a leader. So I don't know. That one's a tough one.
Okay. So you like a guy to grab you by the throat?
That's all against the wall.
Yeah.
That's all I hear
That's
out
all
there.
you hear.
He's like, oh, so it's
Okay.
So, all right. Goodbye.
Right.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Goodbye, Nena. Get over here.
We're Latinas too, though. We might crack you a good one.
Yeah.
Trying to do that, I'll be like,
It can go in your favor or it cannot.
Okay. All right. We'll keep it moving. I'll pass it to you, B. B. Why do you think nice guys end up finishing last? And
I want to figure out a way to say this. I really feel like it has to do with the phase that the person is in. How you had said, I really feel like it's the phase that a person is in. Because like I said, I've been married to my man 11, but we've been together 12. I've been with him since I was 18 years old. So he was definitely like fuckboy material when I met him. And that was that phase in my life, because right now that would not stand. It does not stand. We have to grow. And he ended up growing with me. And it's not always easy, but eventually we grew together. And I feel like I'm thankful that I got to see the fuckboy transform into a nice guy.
There you go.
But I feel like if a nice guy, and I had dated nice guys when I was younger, and that's not what I was looking for. That wasn't exciting enough. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's, if you're not ready to settle down, then of course the nice guy's going to finish last, because that's not what you're looking for right now.
Yeah.
You're not ready for that commitment.
Yeah.
And that's cool. Go out there and do what you got to do. So that way when a nice guy does come, you can hold it down and you can be like, I'm not doing that no more. I already been there, done that type of thing. You know what I'm
Because she's
saying?
a fuck girl at that moment.
Yes,
too,
yes,
know?
because there's not just fuck boys, but like you said, that's a whole nother podcast.
That's fuck girl.
That's a whole other one.
Right.
Yeah.
Another subject.
Inside of her.
Yeah.
But I will say nice guys do finish last to women who are not nice women. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck girls.
Fuck
Hey,
girls.
Fuck girls.
Nena, lean forward.
Oh shit.
Not the women.
She was all, I wanted to bend over.
Yeah, you should have her bend over and do it.
Next time.
All right. All right. So, Murray, I'll pass it to you. Why I think you mentioned it before earlier, but you can elaborate more. Why do a lot of women find the nice guys unattractive?
I mean, like Tiny already elaborated on that, kind of like, that sometimes they're not aggressive. But I mean, let me say this. I don't want to knock the nice guys. We appreciate it. I love guys that are like that. I just think you have to have a good balance. I think if too much of anything is not good. Yeah. If he's just way too nice, it's almost like he's easily taken advantage of. And that's not a good thing for us women, because we want, like she said, we want a leader. So we want to know that we can trust this man's judgment, that he's like has boundaries, and then he's like, look, these are my limits. you can't cross them. I'll accept this. I'll compromise on this, but not on that.
Right.
So it's like there's certain things that we look for by nature, by human nature, like even subconsciously as women, right? So I don't think that like being a nice guy is a bad thing. I think that's beautiful. You know what I mean? Like I
That's
teach
why
my
said
sons
that-
to
is
be
there
like
a
that.
middle, you know?
Yeah.
Because some women like some fuckboy tendencies. And let me have an example. Say we're at a restaurant and we're eating, and somebody just walks by, like move. If a guy were to walk by and would just be like move, I want my dude to be like, hold the fuck on,
Yeah.
excuse you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
where that fuck boy, like
Because
that
if not-
toughness, you know what I mean? Because if
Right.
you're too nice, you'd be like, oh, well,
It's
babe,
okay, babe.
babe,
You're probably in the
you should have
way.
moved out
Yeah.
the way. Like,
Yeah.
no. You know what I mean?
Excuse
So
me.
it's like how she said, like, there's some things that are acceptable and some things that are not. So that's why it's like, is there anybody that's teeter-tottering, one ball on one side, one ball on the
Yeah.
other?
Yeah, you have to
You
have a
know,
good
it's
balance.
crazy.
At the end of the day, you have to have a good balance.
Compromise.
You can't be overly too I mean, being kind is good. Like I said, I was telling my sons, I said, look, if you have a wife and she's cooking, you wash the dishes, you know, have a good balance in life. Don't take advantage either. You know, there has to be that balance. That's what I feel like men lack sometimes, is that they're over too much of this and not enough of that.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what to me, I don't think that they say, oh, good guys, nice guys, they finish last.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason for that. You know, that term doesn't come about for no reason. You know what I mean? It's because they're being taken advantage of.
Yeah.
You have to have those boundaries. And so to me, it's about the boundaries. It's about the nice guy saying, I'm going to be nice, but I'm not going to let you fuck me over.
Yeah.
That's so.
Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing that,
You know,
Maria.
I was just telling my man today, I get turned off faster than I get turned on, because you can turn me on, but you can say the wrong thing and turn me off right away too. So that's also another fuckboy tendency. Just throw it out there.
Okay. All right. I'll pass it to you, Savannah. Savannah, what do you think? Why do a lot of women feel like that the nice guys end up becoming unattractive to them?
I don't know. It's like I don't want to make a stereotype for nice guys, but it could be down to the way that they dress. It can be, you know, how they even touch you. You know, it could be how masculine they are. So it just boils down to little simple things sometimes. If they're not masculine enough, if they don't look confident, they don't have good posture when they go out, like all of that plays into part of what, because as women, we're looking for a protector. We're looking for somebody to be bigger than us. You know, we're looking for somebody to be most of the time older than us, have more than us. So it just boils down to all those things. And if you aren't meeting those expectations of basic manhood, then a woman will play games with you. She'll walk all over you, and she'll treat you less than because you're not on your manhood. But usually a fuckboy will present himself as if he is more alpha male than the other type of dudes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I feel about it. But a lot of women waking up, and a lot of men too, because men usually rise to the occasion after a while if they feel like, you know, women not going for me no more, like this whole fuckboy persona I got going, it's not working. Because some people, like, they might see like music videos or dudes online, you know, kids growing up that, oh, I'm about to act like him and then I'm gonna get the women. Like, nah, like a lot of women like waking up like, do you got some money? You know, do you you know,
like, do you got something going for yourself?
You got a job, you have a business. Like, what do you have going on?
What can you bring to the table?
You know, I don't like women talking about the whole Cheesecake Factory thing and going out to these like mediocre restaurants. Like, women are wanting more now. And a lot of men are not, you know, they're watching porn. they're playing video games and they're not meeting the
They're watching
expectations.
porn behind your back while
Right.
you're at work.
Right.
Working.
Exactly.
Okay.
We're at work and they doing
And they
that.
at home.
Right.
Jacking their little
The
winky
good-
off.
the good guy.
Hey,
The good guy.
not my man, not my man, but personally, we've been there before. You know, we've had men in the past that we've dealt with that you could be doing the most for them. You could be that wife material woman for them, and they just walk all over you because, like you said, you can be the nice guy and get walking all over, but you can also be that nice woman and get walked all over too. That could be your karma in disguise also, because you're trying to be this woman for this fuck boy, but he gonna walk all over you. Then a nice guy comes along and you don't know how to treat him because you're so used to this toxic trait that when you do get this good in your life, you don't know how to react to it or react to it.
Yeah.
You treat it toxic and then you run it off.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, as always, appreciate you guys in the live chat. Thank you so much. I see Brian B, Vince FTW, Mando SSS. I appreciate you guys in the live chat as always. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you got something to say, if you want your voice.
Real quick,
be
I
heard.
think the Cheesecake Factory is
I'm gonna dress
nice.
that baby girl.
I enjoy it. Like I
Yeah.
Hold up.
Go ahead.
no, I said the Cheesecake Factory is
Yeah.
nice. I don't know what
I like the Cheesecake
I know.
Factory.
too. Like,
But we
Maybe
want
we-
more than that.
I agree with that.
We're saying bring more to the table, not where you really take us. Because at the end of the day, I could be happy with my man making me a home cooked meal.
Ooh, he
But
I got a
but
domesticated
what can you
one.
really bring to the table?
Yeah.
You know?
But the thing with that is in the beginning, the guy is supposed to be showing what type of lifestyle that he's
he can bring
bringing
for
you.
you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not really the whole thing about the Cheesecake Factory. It's just the point that
You're
you're
saying the
trying to
courting
give me the
process,
bare
yeah.
minimum from the beginning. So why am I even entertaining this? You
Yeah.
don't think that I'm worth something nice? So if you invite me to the Cheesecake Factory, if I decide to go, I'm gonna wear a hoodie and some sweats because
Yeah.
that's what
So
you
I'm gonna-
invited me to
she's
do.
not, like,
No,
dress
I'm gonna give you the
accordingly.
bare minimum too.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like, people don't think about that. Like, don't ain't doing. You're not doing that.
Yeah, we talked about that before in our last podcast about the Cheesecake Factory lady.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw that video.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you never seen the?
What happened with it?
No, I saw the video, but I
Yeah, it was
haven't
just,
watched the previous.
No, it
podcast.
was a guy that took a girl to Cheesecake Factory, and she said that Cheesecake Factory was not good enough for her
Oh yeah,
for
I
a first
seen
date.
that.
For a first date.
She was wilding though.
Yeah. She,
I feel like that's all on like personal preference too. Like
Yeah.
I feel like if you want to take me to Cheesecake Factory, I'm
be
cool with
happy.
it. Like I really am cool with it.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
mind
just
it.
me being
But
with
if
you.
if
be
that's
happy.
the type of standard that woman has, then obviously you know what I'm saying, that's not going to work for her, and she's going to find a man
Like,
in
I was
that
just saying this
bracket.
in the
You know what
car.
I'm saying?
What I was
Yeah,
just gonna say,
it's
I was
the
just saying this
bracket.
in the
You know,
car.
sometimes that's
I feel like
somebody,
people-
sometimes it's not.
Not necessarily should date in their bracket, but and I don't say bracket as I mean just financially wise.
Yeah.
I mean bracket and all the way around.
Yeah.
Period. You know what I mean? Like people just need to date what they like, right? Instead of trying to date outside of the bracket, because like you said, for some women, the Cheesecake Factory, and you ain't really doing much. You know what I mean? But for some women, oh my God, I went to the
Right,
Cheesecake
yeah.
Factory. I'm used to McDonald's, girl. I went to the Cheesecake
Yeah.
Factory. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that everybody just needs to be like in their bracket. And like I said, doesn't just necessarily mean financially. So guys, don't come for me. I'm just saying
Yeah,
all around
Yeah.
with morals, just everything.
personal
you know what I mean?
preference.
Yeah.
Personal
Period.
preference.
You mean
That's
make
true.
a good match.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
true.
Now to go back to the nice guy and the fuckboy discussion, right? I've had this discussion with a lot of guys who I would say they were nice guys, and they often complain, right? They complain why a lot of these girls go for the fuckboys and they don't want to choose a nice guy. I think it's good for us to define what is. That's why I asked you that question. What is a fuckboy to you? Try to define it. What makes it attractive to you, and define what a nice guy is and why isn't he that attractive for you. I think if you look at the intersexual dynamics between men and women, or what we find attractive in a mate, I think you mentioned it before. what women find very attractive in a man, especially for a long-term committed relationship, is masculinity and a man that's a leader. And then I think the reason why a lot of the fuckboys are very attracted to women because they show traits of a leader. They show traits of masculinity. So I think you guys said that you like the guy that is aggressive, approaches you. That's confidence, right? You want a confident man that makes a great leader, ambitious, a guy that's a good communicator, right? He can talk to you like game, aka the game, right? Humor, right? So all these qualities of what makes a man attractive. That's why you often go for the fuck boys. But then you talk about the nice guys, and I've had this conversation before. A lot of guys is just because the reason why a lot of nice guys finish last is because they don't exhibit masculinity and they don't exhibit traits of being a leader. So sometimes they're too submissive and they act feminine. They don't take control. They're not ambitious. They're not assertive. So they're waiting for you to make the move instead of you being the man and making the move.
Yeah.
All right. So I think what you should be looking for, because I think most of the time, most women want a good man. They want a relationship. You don't want to find a nice guy because I think a nice guy is not going to be good for you. You want to find a good man. Right? You want to find a good man. And the reason why you don't want to go with a nice guy, and a lot of guys don't want to take accountability for this, the difference between a nice guy, and I think, Maria, you've already mentioned it, the difference between a nice guy and a good man is a good man is going to have strong morals and values and boundaries, and he's going to stick to it. He's not going to tolerate.
Stand on him.
He's going to stand on them. He's not going to tolerate a woman that's going to break or compromise his boundaries. That he's willing to call her out, hey, you're going against my boundaries right now, and if he sees any bad behavior, he's not going to tolerate it. If the woman is showing that, he'll just walk away. But the reason why the nice guys finish last is, and I think, Tiny, you mentioned it before, that they tolerate anything. They don't have strong values. They don't have strong principles, and they let the woman walk over them.
Like
right?
if you want, it's like you just have to be able to say what you want. Like I don't want someone to just agree with me, right?
Exactly.
So it can be the smallest things. Say there's Popeyes and KFC. If you want fucking Popeyes, I want you to say you want Popeyes. I don't want you to say you want KFC because I'm telling you KFC is my favorite place. You know what I'm saying? Like stand on your own. Like,
Well, the thing is, what makes a great leader is that he stays true to his values and his principles. Right? He's not compromised by it. Right? He's not just going to follow the crowd. Right. So
or be swayed.
Be persuaded, right? And I think it's biological for most women. You guys do this subconsciously, you're not aware of it, but you guys will shit test men because you want strong men, right? You want a strong man. And the way you do that is the way you test if he's strong is you give him a shit test to say that, right? You do a shit test to a man so that to see that he's actually going to stand by his morals and principles, and to see that he's willing to tolerate it. And then when you find out as a woman, I think a lot of you guys do this, you shit test a man and you realize that you can walk over him and you can get away with bad behavior, and then you just keep doing it more.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that you've come across a certain type of level of man, a masculine man, a good leader, that you give him a shit test and he holds you accountable and he's not going to tolerate it, and that makes him more attractive to you, right? Because you want a dominant, strong man, right? And the nice guys, that's the problem with the nice guys. I always tell guys all the time, you don't want to be a nice guy. You want to be a good man. Right. And the difference between a good man is having strong morals and values, and you don't compromise it for no woman. And a lot of guys, they say they have strong morals and values, but they don't. And as soon as they get the first pretty girl, they just let the girl,
out the
out the girl.
How to act. They don't know how to treat it.
Exactly. Yeah. So what do you guys think about that? Yeah, I think it's not I think the problem with the fuckboy thing and in today's culture, and you said that you're a fuck girl too. You would be a fuck girl, a fuck boy.
I used to be.
Reform.
Yeah.
Okay, reform.
I felt everybody went through their fuck girl and boy stage.
Yes,
everybody.
I
You
think
can't
so.
say you haven't because you have.
I think what's missing from that conversation when girls say, I don't have a problem with everything that makes a fuckboy attractive, because you said confidence, assertiveness, communication, humor, all these things
They're good qualities.
Yeah, they're good qualities that makes him attractive to you, right?
But they could be a cheater.
But what's missing from those qualities? I think what's missing from it is his values.
Yeah.
Like, what is the man's values and principles that he lives by? And I think that's what's missing from it, because the difference between the fuckboy, because the thing is, you want the fuckboy with a good man's values and standards, right? But the problem with the fuckboy is he doesn't have values that is going to build a good foundation of relationship. Because in order to have a relationship, there has to be a foundational values that you guys both agree upon, that you guys are going to act between these.
Fuck boys just
Yeah.
want the foundation. They never want to build.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody wants the foundation, but nobody wants to build. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Like loyalty, responsibility,
or even
commitment,
put in the work to build.
yeah,
like,
effort, discipline. So those certain
I would
qualities,
have
right?
loyalty than love, if I'm going to be honest. But to have both is very nice.
Mhm.
You know,
For sure.
I know. So I mean, have you guys ever had a conversation with a fuckboy about like you wanted to,
Hey, fuck boy, let's talk about this.
like you wanted to do, or like you?
Let's talk about sex, baby.
Let's talk about it.
Do you think, I'm gonna ask you guys this question? Do you think that the fuckboy and the fuck girl culture today, do you think that's benefiting women long term?
no,
no,
not at all.
I think the fuck girl
Yeah.
stage is like short term.
Yeah.
I think it's spur of the moment. I went through my fuck girl stage.
Yeah.
Not but I think it was the excitement. You know what I mean? I don't know. I came out of a 16-year marriage.
Yeah.
So I jumped right into my fuck girl stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't really care about people's feelings when you're in your fuck girl or fuck boy stage. It's just in the moment. Like I said, it's just the foundation. You ain't really trying to build with nobody. You know
it's
what I mean?
just
It's
you.
just for fun. You know what I mean? I don't know, but there's fuck boys and fuck girls.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think also? Do you think for a lot of girls, you know, I've had conversation with girls and they talk about being on their fuck girl shit. Do you think that also comes down to how you were raised and the type of father that you had? Do you think that has a lot to play with it? Yeah.
Sometimes, but I don't like to use that as, oh, the reason why he's a hoe is because he had mommy issues and his mom.
Yeah.
No,
I
no,
feel
no,
like
no.
that could go either way. It's just like this thing I saw on Instagram. It's two twin sons, and they both have an alcoholic father.
Yeah.
And one decides not to drink, and one decides to drink.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they
for
both
sure.
ask, "Why don't you drink alcohol?" Because I had an alcoholic father. Why do you drink alcohol? Because I had an alcoholic father.
Yeah, it all
It's how you
depends on
choose
you.
to. Yeah, it's all how you
I
choose to
want
take it. I feel like
Yeah, me
it
too.
could
It's
be
individual
a
basis.
reason on why people are fuck boys and fuck girls. You know what I'm saying? No,
But I don't think it's just
stability.
because of.
But I don't think
yeah.
it can rely on just that.
Do you know what?
Sometimes it's just a relationship you've
Yeah.
been through or been, you know what I mean? Or like
Yeah.
sometimes it is you're missing that daddy, you know, some people got daddy issues, some people got mommy issues or whatever the case may be. But sometimes, most of the time, it's just you're on your fuck boy shit, you're on your fuck girl shit, you've been through some shit, you know, and now you're doing the shit.
Whether you want to
You
commit
know?
or not,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, like if you wasn't a fuck boy or a fuck girl, you'd commit at the end of the day. So it's just you not ready to commit. Like
Yeah.
I feel like that's what it really falls down to, and that's okay. I know people who don't want to be married, who don't want a relationship. They just want to worry about them, and they're not out here like hoeing around, but they do what they want to do, and they don't want to have to answer to nobody. That's cool. And there's people out here who are just wilding,
Right.
girl, just balls to the walls type shit.
You know what I respect? Let me say this is that I respect someone that can be honest with where they're at.
Yeah.
Just keep it 100. Yeah, don't
Honesty,
bullshit.
right.
If you're on that player shit and you're like, you know what, I don't think I could commit to one woman.
Own it.
You know what guys don't understand is what most women, they'll respect that to the point where they be like, you know what, I might fuck with you.
Yeah.
I might fuck with you because at least I know
Exactly.
that where he's at.
Time you're on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't.
Sis,
I cannot respect a guy.
I would say
I've
this
dealt
all
Don't
the
waste your
time.
fucking time. One thing I don't like, don't waste my fucking time.
Yeah.
If you have other things going on, you're in a situation, this and that, keep it 100 because women respect that fully. I know I do, and I know that most of the females that I know
When I was on
respect
my
it.
fuck girl
For
shit,
sure.
I would
Mhm.
keep a G, sis. I'm straightforward as a motherfucker. Okay. Hey, this is what it is. I ain't trying to settle down. I just got out of a long ass relationship. I got Tom, Dick, or Harry, whoever the fuck is in my life at the time.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever the situation is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
put my shit on
But
silent.
it's either like you choose. It's all about an option, right?
Right.
It's giving a motherfucker an option. This is what it is. This is what it is. Whatever the case is, you choose to fuck with it or you don't choose to.
Yeah,
fuck.
people don't
You know
want
what
to
I
do
mean?
that.
You know,
Like, everybody wants honesty until they give it to them. I always say this all the time.
Yeah.
All these people, everybody want honesty until I'm real fucking blunt with that ass, and they're like,
Yeah.
God damn, you're like a dude.
Because sometimes that
You
shit
know what I mean?
hurts. Because
You know?
sometimes that shit
But
hurts.
The truth
is
is,
I'd rather be honest with you and keep it G with you,
Yeah.
and you choose to if you want to fuck with it or not. And I would want that same respect. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like if you're just out here being a player, you ain't trying to have nothing serious, and you just want to every now and then kick
At
it.
least
You
tell
need to
me.
say that then. You know what I mean? Don't be like,
But you know why guys don't say it, right?
because they just trying to hit it.
They
Yeah,
want
exactly.
their cake and eat
Yeah.
it.
yeah, but that's what I was trying to say is that what they need to know is that a lot of
Women will
females
be like, okay,
will be like, you know what?
You can either mess
At least
with it
I
or not.
know, and then they know, and they might just fuck around. Not me personally, okay? You guys don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, if they do keep it real, a lot of girls will respect that, and it's like, you know what? At least I know. I'm glad that you told me the truth and this and that,
Yeah.
and then they know, and they might fuck with you. You know,
Yeah.
they shouldn't have to
But at
worry
the end of
about
the day,
that.
they're not willing to roll those
They're not
dice.
willing
So
to risk it.
it's cool
It's a
to
risk.
just sit here and be like, you know, I'll
Yeah.
play that part and I'll be that dude that
Yeah.
you want me to
Yeah.
be. Because if I tell you I'm not A, you probably not gonna
Yeah,
let
'cause-
me
That's
hit
where the
it.
morals
Exactly.
kick
You
in.
know what I'm
That's
saying?
where the morals
You
kick
ain't
in.
gonna waste your time with
Yeah.
me knowing what I'm really after.
honest, but nah, everybody don't want nobody honest.
Yeah.
People want people to lie to them.
No, because the truth will give you an option to say, do I want to deal with this or do I
It's all
not?
about- that's what I say. It's all
Yeah.
about options.
So if you tell somebody the truth, but you know you want to get down with them, it's like, nah, I just set myself up for failure.
Mhm.
And a lot of guys,
Like you can get hurt hearing
Right.
this truth,
right?
or you can get hurt with me being
you
being
finding
a
out.
fuck boy or a fuck girl. Like
right.
either way, I'm just saving you some hurt. That's all it is.
I'm all about the morals.
dated
I
a
think
man
people need
who
to be
was
honest. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Be
about what he
honest.
was.
Just be honest.
And,
Stop fucking
you know,
bullshit.
He gave me that opportunity to either walk away or keep going with it. And at the time, I ain't gonna lie, I did. I kept going to see where it went. I didn't get nowhere, you know. Obviously, but you know,
I was waiting for a happy ending. I'm on.
Where's your sound effect?
Like, yeah.
Where's yeah, I mean,
but
most guys are gonna be honest. Yeah. You just
not all the time they won't be, no,
Yeah.
of course not. But if you just, most girls do respect honesty than them having to find out and them look like a damn fool, you know.
Yeah.
So I agree.
Do you realize that most of the guys that are getting the most attention from men, and will consider fuck boys, you know, that's only a small percentage of men, like 20-30%. Do you know most guys, like the bottom 60% of the men, are unattractive? That's why most of the guys who are getting all the access to women, especially through social media, that's why they will lie to you, because you know they have options. So they want to take advantage of all the options.
Mhm.
If they tell you the truth, hey, I'm just here to sleep with you and I don't have no commitment to you after this, most girls are gonna walk away from that. They don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
All right. So that's why a lot of guys will play that game. But that's where the values come in, right? That's where I believe the problem with hookup culture and the fuckboy culture and the fuck girl culture is that we're not, because I think the purpose of relationships is to build families.
Yeah.
And I think if you don't have a direct purpose of what you want to do with your relationship and you just go in there trying to figure things out, then you can easily be persuaded by people that talk good. If you don't have a direct, because if you know what you want, then you're looking for a specific thing in that person for what you want out of a relationship.
It cuts the
Exactly.
time for attracting.
Well, it's invest them
someone
out.
in
You know,
half.
but
Invest them
also
out.
you can be with somebody for 2 years and you could be with somebody for 2 months, and that person you've been with for 2 months can bring you so much joy and happiness than being with that person you were with for 2 years. You got to think about that also, though. You know.
Oh yeah, I think it depends on the quality, right? Just
Yeah.
it's the quality of the relationship. Just because time doesn't guarantee happiness in a relationship. People be in a relationship for a long time, but they tolerate a lot of
16
lot of
years,
BS,
girl.
right?
My parents were together for 23 and they didn't go nowhere.
All
Yeah.
my life, I had to.
Well, yeah, time is precious. You know what I mean? That's why I say I think that the people lack morals. They lack being honest, because whatever that they fear, like you said, they're gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna knock this bitch down because, you know what I mean, she's not gonna give it to me
Yeah.
if I be honest. But it's like, look, at the end of the day, don't waste people's time. I think people have to have morals these days. I think people lack that.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why people over here catching bodies, because they're thinking, oh, okay, maybe this is option, that's option. To be honest, there's not many options. Like if you really like have a certain, everybody is different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe you're in this age group, I'm in this age group, and I might be looking for this and she might be looking for that. But if you're honest with it, then you're going to, and if everybody is like that as a collective, then if society is like that as a collective, then people will waste each other's time less. Yeah. And then there'll be more solid relationships out there in general.
Facts.
Yeah. I want to bring this up because I've heard this conversation with a lot of guys, right? There are girls who participate in the fuck boy culture, hookup culture. They'll go through that phase for whatever, how many years they go through it. They go through the traumas, the failures, and realize a lot of these guys are not going to commit to them. And then later on, they want to make a change, right? The problem, no, there's nothing wrong with making the change, but the issue with that is the next guy that's going to come into the relationship, he's going to hear that past that you have, that you used to be a fuck girl. All right. And that could have a negative effect for you, especially for the guy that's going to commit to you, especially the very attractive guy that you want. Because a guy that's very attractive, the masculine and leader, he wants the best wife possible. And for a lot of guys, if you have conversation with a lot of guys, most guys don't want their woman to have a history of being a fuck girl. So the guys who are very masculine, the ones that you guys would go for, because they have a lot of options with women, they'll pick the best one. And then you end up ending up, the sad reality is you might end up having to settle for somebody for less. Have you guys ever had that seen that happen to girls who've gone through a fuck girl stage and they find it really hard later on in life? They want to settle down, but they can't really get the man they really want. So they end up having to settle with the guy that's less attractive because that's the only options that she has.
He might be a revised fuck boy too. So you know, but like most guys, they don't want you to have a history, period. So you could, it doesn't really matter. Like as a woman, you kind of need to be really skeptical about what you open up to your man about, what you've done in the past, because they'll judge you. And a lot of men can't take, like if you tell him like, oh yeah, that was my high school sweetheart, like we were together the whole 4 years and it was high school, but we didn't date in college. In his head, he's gonna be thinking the whole time how much sex y'all had the whole high school time. Like and she might want to go back with him, or I seen Todd in the liquor store or at the Whole Foods or whatever, and well, didn't you say he was your high school sweetheart? Like, dang, babe, that was 5 years ago. That was 10 years ago.
I agree with, like, I guess not spilling all the beans, but I'm big on honesty, girl.
Right.
And for me, I'd rather tell you. I don't ever want to be put in a position where I'm in a room or I'm at the grocery store and we see fucking Tom in the grocery store. And it was Todd. Everybody knows that y'all fucked, but I don't know that y'all fucked. Don't make me.
I feel that.
It's like, hold on, like don't ever put me in a situation where I'm gonna be in a room or in a place with somebody and everybody knows that y'all were high school sweethearts except for me.
Look, there's not a problem with me being in that same room as that person, because I don't give a damn. But let me know.
You gonna let me know so I can
give me that respect so I know.
Right.
Don't beat behind the bush and everybody else in the room knows.
I'm super honest. Like,
Because it could pan out two different ways. Because if I don't know and this person comes up to you in the grocery store and I'm just like, oh hey,
like we already.
But if I knew the history,
why you didn't
if I knew the history, I'm not
before,
finna say hey to you and I'm gonna act accordingly. Like.
So,
like bitch, get back in your mother.
This is the point, though. What I'm saying is it can be like 15 years ago. You could be 30, and this happened when you were 15 years old. And that guy, I got 4 brothers. That guy in his head is gonna still be thinking like
that's what I'm saying. Like
he was with my girl.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna be like, hey, you know what? I had this high school sweetheart. We ain't never met the motherfucker. You ain't never met the motherfucker. But I had this high school sweetheart. I just want to let you know that, we fucked a couple times. You know, we were together the whole high school years. Then versus like us seeing the person and we're in the room or he's around and we're like, damn, now I got to tell you.
Especially,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. See, that's different. That's different.
Especially if that man is very attractive.
Yeah.
Right.
Or that woman.
I think your point in saying is that it's almost like you regret being honest to them because then they just throw it in your face and this and that. Like, I've been there because I'm I'm big on honesty. And I thought to myself, I said, you know what? I don't want this to come out later on in another kind of way, and then it's going to destroy us.
That's like me.
So it's like I'm gonna
I'd rather
be honest about it. I'm gonna be honest
So
about everything, and then it comes back, and it's always constant.
And if
thrown
you
in
can't
your
take
face.
it, then okay.
And you're like, you know what?
That's a good
Why in
discussion.
the fuck did I ever fucking tell you? Because I told you this shit. Now it's gonna be thrown in my face all the time. Because my ex.
I'd rather
Yeah.
me tell them
You know what I
than me not telling them, because it gives me and that person the chance. Okay, well, it gives that person the chance to either stay or walk away after you tell them.
So let's have that conversation, because I disagree. I think that if you went through a fuck girl stage, I don't think you should tell the next man.
No, I don't say.
No,
I'm not saying,
you
like,
shouldn't.
I'm not saying
but
that you tell him
everybody's
everything.
been
You know what I'm
through
saying?
that.
That's what I said. There's certain things like if we go into an establishment or we go somewhere and like that person's there, yeah, you better fucking tell me.
No, because
You feel
guys
me?
will actually
But
they'll be
if
like,
a
how
girl
many
be saying,
bodies
like,
do you have?
if
Who
we
have
don't
you
never
been
see
with?
this
My
out
fuck
the
girl
blue,
stage
yeah,
ain't me
not out
fucking
the blue.
people.
Don't tell me like, oh
It's
yeah,
not
this one
that.
time I went to the
It's
beach and
more
I fucked
so
this one girl. I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah,
But if we're in a room and we go to a function or something and that bitch is there, you need to tell me,
Yeah.
hey, damn, all right, I don't want, no beef, whatever, but like, damn, I fucked around with that bitch a long time ago.
Yeah,
Right. Then that's just respect versus just out the blue just telling me like, oh, 20 years ago.
It's
You know
a
what I'm saying?
safety thing too,
Yeah.
because people crazy.
Yeah.
Like, and females especially, because now all of a sudden she's following you on IG.
Yeah.
Right.
Girl.
And then she's looking at you and how you get down, how you dress, whatever the case may be. And then she might, be liking your
Like
picture.
a little
You like-
weirdo.
You
Yeah.
might be like me, I'm super cool. So I'm like, oh my God, like, okay, hey girl, right? And then next thing you know,
Whole
my
time.
guy,
I got
my
that same
guy
sense.
is
So
been
any
with
bitch
her.
tries to add me, just I'm gonna be like, who in
So
the hell are
don't
you?
worry.
Some weird
Yeah,
shit.
Any female, I don't know
weird.
who you are. You probably trying to
So-
follow me because you're a friend.
So let me ask the panel. If I want to ask you guys, so if a girl went through a fuck girl phase, and she wants to settle down, she meets a good man, do you think that she should tell her history? Just yes or no. I'll start with Samantha.
Do you think that
She should be honest and to tell her about her fuck girl stage.
to a certain extent?
Okay, just be
So if it's something that's going to show up in his face, you need to be honest with him about it. If you were a prior stripper, if you got an OnlyFans
Yeah.
or something like that, and then you got to think about the man, right? If you dating a politician or somebody who's into local charities or something like
Church,
that,
yeah.
versus church or something like that, you got to
Start
think,
their own
okay,
business.
I need to let him know about these things because it's something that could possibly
Hinder his-
resurface and him
Affect
him
and
later in
affect
life.
what he has
Their
going on.
relationship.
And it might not represent who he is and what
But
he's
women
building.
represent.
So if it's a woman, if it's something like, oh yeah, like how you said, I had a fling in Cabo with this guy, like that's not something necessarily that you need to say, but you need to make sure that what you did in the past is actually your past and you
And not bring it to your
change
future.
your ways.
Yeah.
Because if you aren't changed, then why are you still trying to pursue this thing with this man? If he's done certain types of behaviors and stuff like that, and it can, so basically vice versa and vice versa, so it depends on the type of man that you get with and what he has going on. So if you want to protect a leader and somebody who actually has things going on, you're going to have to be honest with them about things that's going to pop up in his face.
So you just be honest to a certain degree. Okay.
Discretion.
All right. Maria? Yes? Honest?
I'm on the
or-
fence about this because I was very honest.
Yeah.
I'm big on honesty. Now, if my homegirl were to call me and be like, should I tell him? Be like, don't, girl, lie to him. Lie to him. Don't tell him shit because he's going to throw it in your face for years because I've been there.
Yeah.
But then I think it depends on maturity. I mean, I believe in honesty. I believe in morals. But at the same time, it's like, if the next man that I ever meet, I want him to be a very mature, like a very, like a man. You know what I mean? I want him to be able to accept where we're at in life, what we've been through, and be able to
Everybody has
discuss
a
that
path.
and have that dialogue. Because I feel like if you're close to that person, if you really, really love them, and you're going to accept each other's for each other's flaws, whatever you've been through in your life, you want to know them and love them unconditionally.
Yeah.
So it's like, if my man were to tell me, he could tell me stories about some broad he was with years ago, we could laugh about it. because I want that closeness with that person. And I want to be able to give that closeness to him. I want to be able to talk to him about my past and talk to him like a best friend. So yes, I believe in honesty, but I think most guys can't handle it. I say there's a huge percentage of men that cannot handle the truth.
Yeah.
So I'll leave it at that. You girls do what you want to do.
Okay.
Say it.
All right.
They can't handle the truth.
Can't handle the
The
truth.
truth will not set you free.
All right. What about you, B?
I feel like because I see it from two different perspectives. I feel like if you went through a fuck girl stage
Poor girl.
and you went into a relationship or something, I feel like you should disclose serious relationships and maybe time frame of fuck girl said stage. You know what I'm saying? Just be like, I was fucking around like for a little bit. Some dudes may slide up in my DMs, but baby, I'm all about you, because that shit needs to be disclosed. I don't necessarily think body count should be disclosed. Me, on the other hand, I could talk to my husband about his past relationships, and I could talk about my past relationships and just be like, yeah, we'll just like discuss it, like not even be getting into anything seriously, but just literally discussing a past relationship, maybe what I didn't like or what didn't work out, and then move forward. Like we could do that with each other. I don't want to hear about his body count though, and I don't want to hear like stories like that. You know what I'm saying? So I would not disclose the same thing. Like I would want disclose as much as I'd want disclosed. Don't give me a number. Don't give me a number. But if a girl comes up to you and she's being hella cool and there's a past there, you better say something. Don't, because I'm not gonna hee hee ha ha with this girl. Like keep it real. And that's when it should be disclosed. Like give me a heads up. But at the end of the day, I don't want to know a number and I don't want to know details. Like I just want to know like, hey, like I fucked around a little bit. But that's in the past. Like it is what it is. And just that's all that needs to be said, I feel like.
Exactly.
I feel like any details disclosed, that hurts feelings. And I'm the type of person to be like, you want to know what that shit hurt my feelings? And I think about it every single day when I sleep. You know what I'm saying? I can't get over what you said, what you told me.
That's all, like use discretion, because I'm not trying to I don't be thinking about that. Like I don't need to know every little thing,
because you don't know what's gonna bother someone.
Like I like you right now, who you are. I don't care what happened 5, 10 2 years ago.
Serious shit should be disclosed, but I feel like details and stuff, like we don't need to go into all that. Like
exactly,
keep it here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Right. I agree. Okay. No, yeah, details. Keep your details. I always, like me and my man, I always tell him, I don't want to know the past. I don't want to know what you guys used to do, how you used to live with that person, what your guys' routine was. I don't care about none of that. Keep it to yourself. I don't care. Yeah. But I don't feel like you should have the need to tell your man how many people you messed around with, because if my man was to tell me, oh, I messed around with that person, I'm gonna look at him like,
or a specific
disgust.
Because
I don't want a man that's a whore. I'm not out there messing around. My fuck girl stages were back in high school. I just didn't take nobody serious. But as a teenager, who does? You're still a teenager.
Right.
You're still trying to figure out who you are and where your life is gonna go. But yeah, I couldn't.
Okay.
I don't think you need to just explain all the details of it.
Okay. And Tanya, you're gonna be honest, right?
I'm being honest. My fuck girl activity, like I said, I was married for 16 years, so I wasn't out there wilding out when everybody else was out there wilding out. I was wilding out as an adult. You know what I mean? So for me, I feel like I just need to be honest, and especially where I'm from, it's a small town. But I just never want to be around anybody or anything like that and be like, hey, this is somebody. That's where I think that you need to be honest with me. You know what I mean? Like I said, details don't need to be discussed. I don't need to know all the details, but hey, if we're going to be around somebody that you have fucked around with, or there was some type of something there, whether it be physical or mental, whatever type of relationship it was, I think out of respect, you need to tell me, and vice versa. I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to go on my way and tell you about fucking the time I went to Hawaii and fucking wilded it out over. You know what I'm saying? That's not important.
It's irrelevant.
What's important is what's going to be in my face. But I like to be honest.
Okay. I think I think that you shouldn't tell him, but I think there's a certain criteria for me.
Don't say shit.
Don't tell him.
No,
Tell us.
No, here. I think if you truly have made a change, right? That's in your past. You're done with that. You're a totally different woman. You're committed to to building a strong family and relationship. And if you truly want to change, and also number two, that you truly, genuinely love the man that you're with, right? So if you truly have changed completely, you're not the same woman as before. You're more responsible. You have a much higher standards. There's more morals and values, and you truly love the man that you're with. I think you shouldn't tell him, but I think you should just move to a different town, a different state. So that way you don't run into those same guys that you were before. So you can avoid that problem.
It ain't even really about them being in the state. This is so horrible. Fuck. I'm
Say it, girl.
It ain't even necessarily running into them because for my fuck stage or whatever, I didn't even date people in California. Hostage, like nobody in the state of California. I was only doing long-term relationships. It's easier. The time.
Yeah.
You ain't
easier.
Y'all see the comment?
But
What one?
Come on, which one?
no, but this is the reason why a lot of guys do worry about when women's
Jail for domestic violence doing 3 years and telling women, nah, don't worry about that.
just
That's in the past.
just let it just let it be. Let the live chat cook. Okay. The reason why a lot of guys, I'm against the hookup culture, the fuckboy, both men and women. I don't think it's conducive to help you find a good partner that you guys can have build strong families. But I think the biggest reason, when I have conversation with men, right, the reason why it's a red flag and a big risk for them, because we understand that when the more men you've been with, I don't know if you guys are.
That's a transfer of DNA, right?
No, it's the more women in your.
But there's a real transfer of DNA.
Yeah, there's a real
7
transfer.
years.
When people be like, "Oh, body counts don't count,"
It
kind
does.
of.
I do
No, it
yummy
does. It
steaming.
does.
Whoever want to get them out.
No, I think there's a study out there that shows like
Release.
the more bodies that you have as a woman past 6, it's really, really hard for you to pair bond with the men that you're with, because biologically sex is for procreation,
Spiritual connection.
but it's also to pair bond you with that man. And then what it shows is the more bodies that you have, the less likelihood for you to be happy and stay with a relationship. And for guys, we understand if a lot of guys has been with you, then the likelihood for you to move on from me and find the next man is probably it's going to be high. So that's why they avoid those types of women. And also the thing is, when you have a high body count, right? I think for a lot of guys, we understand that a lot of women, you will always compare the next man that you're going to be with. You're going to compare him with all the men you're with. So if there's a man in the past, say he's one of those alpha, masculine, attractive men, he was like a 6'5" NBA player, but you had him through your fuck girl stage, then every single guy that's going to come next, you're going to have to compare him to the next. And that's why a lot of girls end up leaving, because if we can't compare to all the men in their past or all the types of men in their past, a lot of girls will end up leaving and go finding another person because they're so used to moving on from man to man. So
they're looking for something they're never gonna find.
Because they take one trait from that person and they try to look for it in the next person.
exactly.
It's a build a man in your head.
Yeah,
bro. Like when
exactly.
you've
It's
been
not
through
build a
it.
man. Build a
And that's
man.
not
you know what
reality.
that is?
Yeah,
That's a Tom, Dick, and Harry
It's a Tom,
situation.
Dick,
Yeah.
and Harry.
I'm bad.
So I think that's why a lot of guys, when as soon as they hear you have a fuck girl stage, and also as women get older and then they have a past, one thing that we have to worry about it, because when women get older, it's harder for them to attract and find a partner to date past 30, 35, 40. So our question as men is, if I'm that next guy, are you with me because you love me, or are you just with me because
Time's running out.
your time is running out and you're just settling for me? Because I think if you settle for somebody you don't really like, I think it's that relationship won't work out, because you need attraction in that relationship. So that's why a lot of guys are like, well, am I just the next guy up? And do you really want to be with me because you genuinely love me, or I'm just you don't want to be lonely and your time's up and you're just finding the next guy and I'm just happen to be that guy, you're settling for me.
Because when you're in your fuck girl stage or your fuck boy stage, it's how do you say, like, people just fuck to fuck. You know what I mean? But when you're not in that fuck boy or that fuck girl stage, like, I'm sorry, I ain't fucking just to fuck. You gotta get my kitty wet. Like, there has to be some attraction. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's more than just you look cute, come here. You get what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I mean, depends on that age too, like maturity level. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask this question: have you guys ever been with a guy, and then he wasn't up to standard with the guys in the past, and you lost attraction for him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that about myself now. Like, I call it dating down. Like, once you are accustomed to a certain type of man and you try to like lower your standards to be with this guy, it's not gonna work out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's that bracket thing again.
Yeah, it's the bracket, but it's not only a financial bracket.
Yeah.
It may
It's a
be this
repeating
guy
cycle.
opens up the doors for me. This guy knows to lock the house up at
This guy
night.
knows
This
what I
guy,
like.
you know, he makes sure that, you know, certain things are taken care of, like more just alpha things, just certain type of habits and traits and standards. Whereas a lot of men don't have that. So it's like he can be lacking, and it's just so unattractive because it's like, why aren't you doing what so and so is doing? But they're different.
The biggest one I hear is a height. So once a girl dates a guy that's over 6 foot, that's all she wants to date. She doesn't want to date a guy that's shorter than 6 foot. Is that true?
No,
I disagree. Yeah,
my ex was 6'5".
I've owned my
older now. He's 6'4".
everything. The two men that I dated prior to the relationship that I'm in, because I was in an 8-year relationship and then a 16 fucking year relationship, right? They were both super tall.
Yeah.
The guy that I'm with now, he's not tall at all.
Her height.
Like my height.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit taller than me.
Yeah.
You know. So I don't think it's that. I just think it's the energy, it's the vibe, it's the maturity level that he's at. It's all that together. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, here's another good one because I hear this all the time. What if you've been with a guy that's really good in the bed, really good, and then of course it's a fuckboy. That's what he does.
Damn.
Right.
That's what he does.
Damn.
But here's the thing.
job,
And then all the guys like come next doesn't compare to how good he was. Does that affect?
I don't think necessarily it's all on the guy when you have a good sex life, right?
Yeah.
I think the right guy can bring out the freak in you. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I don't think it's just necessarily always so he's a fuck boy, so he has to be good at fucking.
No.
Right?
I'm saying is I'm saying is
I mean,
you met a.
that's a lie.
No, I'm saying is
That's a lie.
you met a, whether it's a fuckboy or not, you met a guy in your past
Mhm.
that's really really good at sex.
And no one's comparing.
All right, and then after that, no one compares to that. Does that affect? Say you meet a nice guy the next guy coming up. He's a nice guy, everything's good, but he's just not as dominant as the other guy in the past. And I've heard a lot of girls say, "Look, he was a good guy, but he was whack in bed, and they left a good man with good morals and principles, had a good job, good career, was willing to take care of her, just because he was inadequate in one area, which is sex, but he was good in everything else." And I've seen girls walk away from that.
Hey, that depends on what you if that's what you're willing to deal with. You know what I mean? Not necessarily deal with, but like you have to, how you say, the pros and the cons, you have to weigh it out, right? So I think for me, the older that I get, the list of requirements gets shorter. Right?
Yeah.
Before it's like, oh, he has to have a nice car, he has to have this, he has to have that, he has to have this. It's like now it's like he has to have respect, he has to have morals, he has to take care of his kids. You know what I mean? Because at my age, everybody got kids. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's different for everybody though.
Okay.
I agree. I feel like it's preference is exactly what it is. Like, it's with the height situation. I feel like it's all preference. Like, girl, if you was dating a dude like 5'7", like average height, and then you saw dudes over 6 foot, and then you decided that's what you like, then girl, go hunt that shit. That's what you like. You know what I'm saying? If you end up falling in love with a dude that's not over 5 or over 6 feet, you know what I'm saying? Then it is what it is, homegirl. Like, but if that's your preference, then that's your preference. And I feel like that's what it all falls down to.
It's just
like
hard because when it's like sexual, there's only one way to find it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta
But
say
I
it.
think, but it goes back to like, I think that you can have a good sex life with anybody. It just, you have to be at that comfortable state in your relationship to just be freaky with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give my
Or to
body up
just-
to somebody.
or
to
even
make
communicate
or
and
to-
say what
yeah,
it is
like-
that you want.
Yeah, like, hey, baby, I like this or I don't like this. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah.
sometimes men, don't take this the wrong way, but
No,
sometimes men are dumb. You need to be specific. Like,
Yeah.
hey, this is what I like. Hey, wait the fuck
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
You have to
yeah.
do it
Narrow it
wrong.
down.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right. Yeah, but a lot of short guys get overlooked because they short, you know.
Short guys got big
and
dicks.
So let me take a breath real quick.
right.
Take a deep breath.
But yeah, I heard that. But you know, it's just like a lot of short guys get overlooked because like most men aren't gonna be like 6 foot plus. So it's like somebody has to date the guys between like I'm 5'7", almost 5'8". So it's like I usually attract taller men though. So I haven't really had an issue with that. Like I haven't really ever dated, but probably one time a guy under 6 foot. But you know, it's men who are short who are attracted to me, and I've dated them or whatever, but I wear heels.
Does it bother
like
you?
all the time?
Does it bother you? Like, have you ever like dated someone shorter than you and you just been like, like this is kind of like bugging me, but you don't let it determine whether you know what I'm saying?
When I was like maybe like 21. But like now it's like, you know, I don't really care because it's like
it's more than that.
It's the man, like the things that I look for in a man have changed drastically. With it's just so much more in depth, you know. I look at like, okay, is he a disciplined man?
It's not
Do he get up in the morning and go to work? If he's an entrepreneur, is he making his own schedule? Like, is he having meetings? Like all of that type of stuff. Like I look at different qualities. So it's like the physical things as far as sexual and stuff like that is like you said, like it can be worked out. But some people are just very weird sexually. So everything can't be worked out, you know. And then some people aren't confident with their bodies and just different little things. Some people need therapy. Some people have trauma from past sexual things. So, you know, it's not only, it's little or he doesn't last or whatever. It's other stuff that people are weird about sexually. So I don't think I know you can't have sex with just anybody and make that relationship work.
Yeah.
It's not cool. But
she said it don't work that way.
No, like you want to be that nice girl and be like, oh well, I'll deal with it because A, B, and C. But like no, like some things need a little bit more work than you're able to offer that person.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain things that. Like I brought up one example with the height. Some girls, they date a guy for the first time that's really tall, and that's all they want. Some girls, it'd be career, right? They date a man that's very successful, make a certain type of money. They got a taste of that lifestyle, and that's all they want. So, what are things that are for you that you tasted it for the first time, whatever man in the past, and now that has become your new standard for yourself for the next man? I want to ask you guys that question.
I don't necessarily.
It could be anything, whatever.
New, but I it sounds
like do you?
I
know,
need respect. I need you to show dominance. I need you. Well, I need to know that you're gonna be that man that I need you to be when time comes, because I can be that woman you need me to be.
I need to provide.
Like, are you willing to grow to that? Is that
exactly right?
Are you willing to like get there?
Right. So,
okay.
She said, I don't know.
Ask your question again.
No, so I'm saying is, have you ever been with a man that had a certain trait or standard that you experienced for the first time, and now that has become your new standard of all the other men that's going to come into your life? So example would be, and that's why a lot of guys have a problem with a woman that's going through a fuck girl stage or through that phase, because what happens is if you're sleeping with multiple men, eventually you're going to run into a certain type of guy, and that's going to become your new standard for all other men to come. And then what a lot of guys don't understand is if you're just that next guy, if you don't meet to her standard, for a lot of girls, just because they don't want to be alone, right? They don't want to, so they end up trying to settle for a guy. And if they look, I'm like, okay, I'm a 5'8" guy, but then I look at your past, you used to date an NBA player? Why are you with me? Right? That's what's going on in our minds. Are you really, like, I've seen all the type of guys that you date, they're all good looking, they're all in shape, they're all successful. Right? So this is what guys think about, right? If we see all your past guys that you were with, and they're all a certain type of man, and then especially if they're fuckboys, and all of a sudden, the guy that you're with, the next guy you're with, like he's a church going,
Yeah.
love God. Is like, why are you?
Why are you with me? Yeah.
All the other guys.
Do you genuinely like
exactly.
me?
Do you genuinely like me, or am I just somebody you're just to settle for? It's because you're lonely, and then when you're done with me, you can move on and go back to the other guys that you have a history with.
Yeah.
So
I think a trait that I
yeah.
have because of my past relationships is the providing, the being the provider.
Yeah.
What doesn't matter if I make money, I can make money, I get that. Like I make money.
Yeah.
But being the provider of the household, you know what I mean? Like taking control in that aspect, because I was in a 8-year relationship where I was just little princess and he took care of me.
Okay.
I worked, but my money was my money.
Yeah.
And the same right after that, like obviously I'm not necessarily looking for a man to only take care of me, but I got into another 16 relationship, and that was the same trait that I'm just realizing right now that he had as well. Was he was a provider. He took care of me the whole freaking time. And where he takes care of me as well. So I guess that can be considered something that way back then he set the bar.
Yeah.
So now it's like, hold on.
Yeah, that's your standard.
If he's 16 and he can provide for me at that age, and at that age, like then the next man at the next age, he should be able to provide for me, and so forth and so forth.
All right, thank you for sharing. I'll pass it to you, Nana. Nana, I have the lie detector right here.
Like I said, I need that person to bring trust. I need him to be a leader. I need loyalty. Most definitely need loyalty. In my past, I didn't have that, and I didn't expect it really out of the person because I already knew what type of time they were.
No, I'm not talking about like a relationship, right? I'm talking about traits in a man that you found that made you very attractive.
Like did your last relationship.
So like all the
I'm not with this.
Right. So what I'm saying is like because one thing I've always had questions to ladies, like, have you ever reflected on all the men to see there's a pattern, there's a certain type of men that you're attracted to, even though they're not giving you the relationship you want. But what I'm saying is that the men in your past, are there certain things that you can identify just looking back at it that you find yourself for some reason just attracted for that one trait.
But I was attracted to them? Is that what you're
No, can you identify the patterns of the type of men
that makes you attractive to, that you disregard all the negative red flags, but it's just one thing that you just find him attractive?
Oh no, it was just all toxic. It was all toxic.
Yeah.
Was it the
physical?
I was attracted to all the excitement that they brought, so I was blinded by it, you know. And now I'm in a good, healthy relationship, and I'm trying to get used to that. I'm trying to get used to the relationship and bond that he's trying to bring to me, and I'm not used to it.
Can I ask you a question?
So this guy is setting standards for you
setting
right
very
now.
high standards
Okay, so
that I'm
this
not
current
used
guy.
to, but you know, it's very nice.
Can I ask you a question? What professions were all like the other guys?
That they were?
Yeah, they were. What were they doing?
They worked in warehouses.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, yeah. They worked in warehouses.
That was I'm guessing that was the issue, was where they work.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
somebody brought it up on this podcast. Were they ex cons or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of them were.
They're okay. There we go. There's the pattern.
But you know, I can say even an ex-con, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's something about.
But that's the pattern.
That pattern, right? It's like the ex-cons. It's like a rebellious bad boy.
I'm attracted to the bad boys.
The bad boys. Yeah. Okay. All right. No wonder they were excited. No wonder they're excited. Okay.
Hands on throat.
Yeah, hands on throat.
Oh, sheesh.
Don't you remember?
Yeah.
No, I read a statistic that men who are ex-felons tend to have 30% more kids than men who are not felons.
Oh God, baby.
No, that's not true.
Baby felons.
It's a study they did.
Are you
They have more children than the guys who are not felons.
These are statistics, girl.
Yeah.
How are they doing that with them locked up?
Right.
No, it's because the ex-felons, they tend to have the traits that women find very attractive, like assertiveness, outgoing, personality, alpha, dominant,
muscles,
tattoos. tattoos, right?
Prison time.
Right. The prison tattoos, the prison body, the prison muscles.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
right.
Those are the traits.
Those are the traits. Those are the traits.
Those are the traits.
She's getting excited right now.
Yeah.
She's talking about it.
And what else?
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Those are the traits. Now.
Yeah, it's coming to her.
So it all came back to me.
Yeah. I see it.
Yeah.
That was right.
So, and that's a great point, because say you date the next guy, right? And then say he's a blue collar, straight, never went to prison, lived that great life. If you date him, he's looking all your past, all this ex felony shit. Like, why are you with me? Right.
This is not safe. She is not safe.
Yeah. And that's what men think about. Like,
Yeah.
Nice guys, no. I would probably give a guy with a collared shirt on a chance.
A collared shirt.
That's a lie. Where's your lie?
The lie detector determined that was a lie. The lie detector determined that was a lie.
you try it for one day, right?
Right.
One day. Yeah.
She's like, can it be a collared pro club?
Yeah.
Collared polo.
Okay.
Damn.
All right. We'll keep it moving. But what's your thoughts on it? I know you already have a man, but this is a very interesting topic.
I've never. I didn't. I know. Damn. I never dated a man previously to my husband that really set like high standards. Like I
Congrats.
said,
Yeah, that's good.
I was young,
Yeah.
but boys, they set their own standards, and
Yeah.
nothing was coming to
There's
me
no
higher than that.
standards.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? But I'm lucky enough to where, God forbid, like I don't see myself with anybody after this, but my husband now sets standards.
Yeah.
Like from 18 to now I'm 30.
Yeah.
He set very high standards. He's broken his own standards. So those are the standards that I expect anyone to uphold. And those are pretty high.
Yeah.
So if I feel like someone else can like meet those standards, I'm kind of setting myself up for failure. I feel like,
Yeah.
because that is also the father of my children. So
Yeah.
for anyone to reach those type of standards, that's a very hard thought for me to think of.
Yeah.
So I am blessed for that, but I feel like I just feel like if you dated and you haven't found someone that sets high standards for you, then like reflect.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna
Yeah,
say. Is
reflect.
like reflect. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you are looking for someone with high standards, you deserve that.
Yeah.
If that's what you're looking for, you know what I'm saying? For sure.
Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing that. We'll keep it moving, Maria. What do you think?
Before I can talk, you motherfuckers talking about me coughing. Yeah, I'm getting over being sick. So yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So yeah, like what am I willing to compromise? What's the question?
No.
I'm
So
sorry, I'm off that.
She said she got the fire Zaza plug. And it's me.
Now we're talking about when women go through a fuck girl stage, there's usually a pattern or a certain man that they date, and that becomes the standard for all other men that she compares with. So, have you ever reflected and realized that there's one quality in a man that I tend to be very attracted to, that I often
like
disregard?
subconsciously, I was like, damn, like why are all them like in the union? They're all convicts, this and
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's like, and then what Brian had said before, like why did I pass up the good guys? That's not true.
Yeah.
You don't know me. What happened is that with me particularly is that there was times when I did, one of the fathers of my children was considered a good guy. And he wasn't. He hid a lot of shit from me. It was a lie. So you never know what you're gonna get. You might think you're dating a good guy and he might really be, doing all kind of stuff behind your back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you don't know. Everything is a gamble.
Yeah.
As
Life's
far
a
as like,
gamble.
even when she said she was dating guys that are taller, the father of my kids is a tall guy. He's,
Yeah.
he's built, is what women would think is attractive. I mean, I'm older. I feel like I'm more wise, like I don't necessarily put a man in a box. I treat every man. I treat every man according to his conduct and his way of being.
Yeah.
I don't say I want this kind of guy or that kind of guy. Yes, I see that I've had patterns, but I'm also older and wise enough to say, okay, I could break out of this.
You're aware.
I don't have to be with a guy that's like that like I
Okay.
was before.
Fair. Yeah.
So you mature out of that. You say, okay, he had this quality and that quality. I try to pick out the good qualities in the men that I was with before. And then, I set the bar in a certain way. But I think every single person has to know what they're willing to compromise on and what they're willing not to compromise on. There's certain things we won't compromise and there's certain things we will. Maybe morals is something you won't compromise on, or maybe it's looks you'll compromise on, right?
Yeah.
So it depends on the person. For me, I have certain things that I won't compromise on, but I don't look at my past like that.
Okay.
I don't do that anymore.
What's something that you won't absolutely not compromise on?
I don't play the cheating shit. I don't
Okay.
play the
Okay,
lies.
infidelity.
I don't like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
If you can't be honest with me and you can't tell me where you're at and you're going to be playing around and messing around, I don't have time for that because I'm a very loyal person. I'm very loyal. So if I'm loyal, I expect the same back.
Okay.
So that I won't compromise.
All right. Just to keep it honest, you've never cheated before, right?
I don't cheat.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Savannah, what do you think about just like hey, what's the standard that for you personally for yourself that every other man has to meet? The next man in your life.
The standard for me is like I look for discipline in a man. That's a huge thing for me because in order to like really achieve what you want in life, you got to be able to get up and do things when you don't want to do it. I think motivation is overrated. Discipline is really where it's at because it's like I don't want to work out, but I also don't want to be fat. So I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to do what I got to do. So those are the things that I look for because that means that if he can be disciplined with himself, he can be disciplined with me. He can be disciplined with other aspects in his life and maybe like temptation, manipulation, and other things like that. So that's a huge thing for me. Being disciplined and also being a gentleman. Like I don't date guys who aren't gentlemen. Like I expect my door to be open. I expect to be taken to nice places. I expect to be respected. Just things like that. Just kind of catering to me and my my womanhood because I feel like I feel safer that way. I feel more confident and comfortable that way when a man treats me like that. And I also notice that when a man doesn't treat you that way and you can easily notice like change behaviors in your man. So if he doesn't
because if he don't
if he's not doing that for you, then usually is something going on. Usually, and like as far as like the patterns of men that I date, I was thinking about that because I usually date entrepreneurs.
Oh, there you go. That's
so
yeah.
And I usually date really handsome men. So, and kind of cocky and egotistical. So I'm like, okay, but those, I mean, even if people think it might be bad, like some of this stuff, like I still like it. Like I like people who are confident. I like people who openly love themselves.
Those are traits that attract you.
That attracts me to people. Because I'm in the beauty business. So like, I like women who take extra time and get themselves ready. And, they want to smell good. They're not just going to walk out the house looking any kind of way.
And not only
like,
that,
I like that.
Get it confused that we get ready for these men. And in reality, we get
for ourselves.
But in real life, it's really for the other women out there because women be picking you apart.
I always tell my dad,
I always
tell him I don't like to go anywhere if I'm not ready. Not because
she ain't got no motive. Right. We're just talking about this. Like she ain't got no motive. She ain't trying to fuck. She ain't trying to do none of that. So she's gonna tell you, like, girl, you look crazy, or what the fuck you got going on.
I tell you straight up. I tell you straight up. When I go and I get dressed and I go out somewhere, I will walk past 100 dudes hollering. And I will look for that one woman that like gives me that like that little like smile nod and support. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, you look good. Right. That's all I want. I don't want what everyone else gotta say, but when a girl hits me up and she's just like, "Hey, girl, like I see you," that makes me feel hella good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm sick. You know what I'm saying? I got a cough. So.
Okay. No, you're good. You're good. All right. As always, thank you so much, everybody that's been watching us an entire stream. I see you, Vody Max Sub on YouTube, IG, and Facebook. Man, you guys are going hard right now in the live chat.
Live reaction.
I see Rich Guard. Maria, are you okay? Okay. All right. I see a lot of new names here on the live chat. I see David V on the live chat. Some new names. I appreciate you guys always watching. And like I told you guys before, keep that live chat popping. Let me know what you guys think. And of course, if you want your voice to be heard, something you want to share for us to read out loud, drop a super chat and I'll be able to put it on screen and read it for you guys. I want to transition to this topic. Can we talked about fuck boys, fuck girls. All right. Do we agree that the fuck girl, fuck boy, hookup culture is not positive, is not beneficial for many women to find long-term committed relationships, right?
No.
Okay.
Definitely not.
All right. So no for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the conversation I want to bring, because I do see this debate online, who's responsible for the fuck boy, fuck girl hookup culture? Is there responsibility on the
I feel
women
like it's the generation
or from the men? I want to have that conversation.
Individuality. I don't think it's one or the other. I think it's just how she said, like this new generation is more
they're okay with being open
hype
and cheating
up.
and
It's like cute to be a side bitch to
not.
have multiple women, or like they almost in a sense, how do they
Like take
They
pride in it.
glorify
they
it.
glorify
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Being what, a side bitch?
You get what I'm saying? Or doing all that activity. Like it's looked at
Sneaky link.
different
I
than
don't
it
like
was
that.
back then. Back then it was more frowned
Yeah.
upon. You ask 10
Yeah.
it's called a home wrecker.
Yeah.
That's what the fuck
Yeah.
it's called.
Yeah.
But being a home wrecker.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But nowadays it's
A sneaker link.
Yeah.
sneaky link, and like
Yeah.
they make
Side
it
bitch.
sound appealing and cute. You know what I mean?
When
But
it's
in
not.
reality, it's not the fuck. But you're getting cheated on. What's so
Yeah.
cute about
What's so
it?
cute about that?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What about you, Nana?
I-
Who do you think is just more responsible for today's fuck boy hookup culture, fuck girl?
No one's really responsible. It's just how your mindset is really. And it could be a girl and a boy. Some women are okay with being the side chick, like she said.
Yeah.
Some men are okay with being
Side dude.
the side dude and still having a family on the side. Like it comes from both sides. It's not really directed on one person.
Okay. What about
Tell
you?
you exactly who's responsible.
Who's responsible?
The
Shut up,
fucking
sister.
internet. Like
the internet.
and
Yeah, social
history,
media.
because I feel like at the end of the
I
day,
agree.
it was home wreckers, but back in the day, it was also tricking, and you know what I'm saying? Like that was like a profession for certain
And they
women,
didn't
and I
bring
feel
it
like
to their woman.
yes,
Even though it was done, it wasn't something that was glorified. It wasn't like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. In
Yeah.
a sense,
That
it
was
like
on
there
some-
more respect.
yes.
Even though it
My
was still disrespectful.
my dude will sit here and say it and just be like, these women got tired of seeing their moms and their aunties and their grandmas.
So there's new
And
generation into it.
yeah, so now it's like, all right, we're gonna get our get backs, and now it's women too, and we're doing it just as good as these dudes are.
Right.
So I feel like at the end of the day, and then the internet didn't make it no better. Like, I mean, since freaking MySpace, like I am chats. You know what I'm saying? When y'all had to like upload the internet and nobody could get on the phone type shit, and there was
Yeah.
in little chat rooms and shit. That's where it all started, because then it made it so much easier. It made it so much easier, and it made it like okay. It made it possible to be like more open about it and not being judged.
Mm.
And at the end of the day, like these girls are doing what these dudes have been doing
all these years.
for years, but maybe like in a downplayed version, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe not so open. Like right now, it's really open. Like you will catch somebody on live or at a game and you can see it on the internet. They're with their sneaky link. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like
yeah.
that type of thing. That is crazy to me. I really think it's
They're
the
okay
internet
with
that
being more
made it
open about it now.
Yeah,
The
I feel
internet.
like history led up to it, but the internet just made it
Faster.
way faster, girl.
Way faster.
Way faster.
That's
Okay.
why
I'm not
people
even gonna
be
lie.
like- that's why they say social media kills a good relationship.
Yeah.
And I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think so too. Yeah.
Well, we're going to debate on this, guys. Right?
It definitely plays a part. I
Yeah.
feel like
I think it
plays a
depending on
big
how
part.
your relationship is
Yeah.
as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? some people can sit here and be like, you all over social media. But at the end of the day, like a lot of people's work is on social media now too.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And things open up with doors of social
More
media. Like there's
networking.
always gonna be someone trying to slide in the DM no matter what.
Yeah, but I can go to
no matter
7-Eleven,
what you
someone's
do.
gonna try to slide.
Right.
Yeah,
You feel me?
yeah.
So I don't necessarily think it's actual social media. It's the people behind the social media. It's how we use the social media.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, for
So
sure.
I can use the social media to network and do all this. Yeah, you can go in there and answer all your fucking DMs to all these fuckboys that are messaging you, but that's on you.
It just makes
You know
the
what I mean?
access
The social,
easier.
yeah, the social media ain't gonna push the reply button. Social media ain't gonna reply to these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna reply to these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? But yeah, it plays a part.
Yeah.
But that's where discipline come in at too,
Right.
because a lot of people get like they get a high off of social media. Oh, I look good. Like I got 1,000 likes or I got 200 likes up on this picture, and now it's kind of like, oh, I want that gratification from social media, and then next thing you know, you got all these dudes in your DMs just because you posted a cute picture.
It's like some type of
And
approval.
and then it's like, you know, now your man's probably tripping or he want to argue about the soap dish or something stupid,
But it's
and it's
like,
really
no,
something
yeah.
bothering him about the picture, you know, because men, they're
indirect.
not gonna they're gonna do something indirect that is really about something else, you know, and they get jealous. A lot of men are really jealous, so they'll get really jealous off of something that happened on social media that's completely out of your control.
And pride's gonna keep you from conversating about it.
Right. But I don't.
You just really seek
Yeah.
attention from social media. So
Okay.
it's like, but not all the time. I can't say that all the
I
time.
feel like it
because
was
I
gonna
work off
get
social
here-
media for my makeup business, my
Yeah.
modeling. You know, I try to gain more followers and try and network with people really on social media. You know, it's not all the
Yeah.
attention.
I kind of want to say it's the guys, to be honest. I
Yeah,
think
'cause
it's
you
the
can
guys.
post
I
the
think
makeup
guys been
look.
cheating
You can post your
for
makeup
so
look.
long,
Okay.
so many years. The men have been fucking around and doing all this, you know, like I always say the guys are the leaders.
Mm.
They do that and they've been doing it, and then now the females just had enough. So they're like, you know what, you want to be a player, this and that. Yeah, I don't want to be committed either.
Yeah.
I think it's a
Like,
lot
it's
to
too
do with
much.
society.
Mhm.
I think
Society in
has
general,
made it
yeah.
okay. I don't think necessarily it's a guy or a girl thing because to be Jew with you, bitches was home.
But they started it, though.
Yeah, like I said,
They
there was
started
checking
it,
on all
they
that.
started
What makes
it.
it different now is that now we have social media. Now it's out there. Now people are videotaping everything and taking pictures and screenshotting, and you know what I mean.
Well, the difference, I mean, there's always going to be.
We're
girls
talking
that
about
are
the
hoeing,
majority,
right?
though. The majority has always been men fucking around, to be honest. Like, if you talk about it, think about it like that. If you were to really take a whole, like, a census of it, right, and you would really ask, and from years ago, guys have been messing around and doing all this stuff for a long time because they got away with it a lot. You think about it before, women, they had to be with that guy. Think about your grandmas and your great grandmas and stuff like that. Those men stayed in that, and those women stayed in that relationship no matter how bad it was,
Yeah.
no matter how awful, no matter if they had other families. They did not leave. They stayed.
Couldn't walk away
They
from
stayed.
a marriage.
But the men kept on pressing and doing all these things.
Yeah.
And then the children see that as an example. They were like, okay, I seen my mom get cheated on. I seen this happen. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be the type of person to be taken advantage of and cheated on.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it's like that. Yeah, social media plays a big role.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not just men that cheat. Yes, women do it too.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if you were to look at the majority and how it started, I feel like that's kind of where the root of it came from.
I don't think it's. I don't think
it was Eve.
No, I just.
They're like, it
no.
is the one.
No, I disagree. I disagree with the point that it was majority of the men because it's only a small percentage of men who are having sex or getting access to women. Most guys are women find unattractive, and most guys aren't getting that sex or getting access to women. So usually when women say all men cheat, it's usually a certain type of man is cheating. It's usually the more attractive man. But for the average guy, he's not cheating when it's a woman, because most guys are not in a position where they can attract multiple options.
Maybe it's the guys I know, because I feel like a lot of men cheat. I don't know.
But that's like,
No,
I
so-
think you said something earlier, Will, like the the convicts and the men like that, they're making more babies out here. So
Yeah.
they kind of got the upper hand as far as hollering or getting with the women, you know. But if like you're thinking about the average guy.
Yeah, if you're talking about the average guy, right? The 5'8".
But like you said, you tend to date entrepreneurs and people like that, professionals, right? I like that also. But the thing is that they're more responsible.
Yeah.
They think about what they have to risk, what they have to lose.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like they're just more sneaky about it because
they are.
There's doctors and there's a lot of professionals out there that are just, they have their set mistress.
More calculated.
They have her quiet.
Right.
They have her put down. So they're just a little bit more calculated. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It just means they're not getting caught as much because they're more strategic about it because they have a lot more to lose.
No, I mean, I don't think cheating has anything to do with your profession. Like people would cheat, a broke man would cheat, a successful man would cheat.
Yeah.
Cheating comes down to your morals and principles and values as a person, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I don't think the men have. I don't think men have always cheated in the past. I think it was only a small percentage of men. But if you realize the average guy, like the 5'8", you know, regular dude, like the reason why most of those guys are loyal to the woman is because he knows that he's not attracting multiple women. So for the average guy, if he finds one good woman, he's satisfied with that because he understands.
No, it's not that he's satisfied. It's just that he doesn't have the options.
Well,
the man has more options.
Right, right.
Well, no.
It doesn't mean that he's not a cheater.
That's
he just don't want the bitches to do it.
That's what I think. Yeah.
But the thing is,
you can have the fucking ugliest motherfucker in the world, and he ain't got shit. And if you put some bitches around him and he has those options, fuck with him.
But that's what I'm saying is,
say, "Oh no, I can't."
No, I'm not saying
that's not
because he doesn't get those options. He's ignorant. It's like ignorance is bliss. So he's just cool with his woman, right? So the guys that tend
it's not that he's cool with it. It's just that he has to accept it.
Well, he has to accept it, but in his reality, a woman, he was able to get one woman, and he's cool with it, right? And he
I want to see the men out there that have the options and they still say no. Yeah. That to me is a remarkable, upstanding, like that's like top tier man. When he has the options to be with all kinds of beautiful women, and he says, "You know what? No, because this is who I want to be with. This is who I love, and that's where I'm at."
Yeah.
That's the type of man that is what you would consider like the top of the pyramid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The thing
Standing on their discipline, on
their discipline and their morals.
Right.
Because men like that, those are what you call like the best of the best.
Yeah.
Because they have the capability to have those women and they choose not to because they're so disciplined like that.
To walk away from temptation.
Yeah. Well, I think you're talking about a man with strong values and morals and principles, right? Because a man with strong morals, values, and principles, he's not going to compromise it for whatever situation is in. All right. But I think you guys all mentioned before, some of you guys said you don't blame anybody. I know you mentioned that you blame the men. I think what I blame is feminism. I think I blame feminism. I think feminism telling women that you can be like a man and do what men do. I think that's what's causing a lot of women to act like, to go against the things that they were traditionally doing in the past. And then now they're trying to do something opposite. You know, women in the past were told, "Hey, reserve your sexuality for one good man, get married first, have children." That was the traditional things and values that they were told women. But then feminism came along and said, "You know what? You don't have to stay at home. You don't have to wait till marriage to get be free. Go out there and explore yourself. Go. If the men out there are having sex and cheating, go out there having sex and cheating." And I think a lot of women are doing that, and they're finally realizing that the consequences they're getting from making those decisions doesn't make them happy and doesn't attract them to good, strong men in relationships. I think I blame feminism for that.
Well, if you want to go there, then go down to God.
Yeah.
Because when it comes down, this is a lack of God in the home and the morals in the home.
Yeah.
You can't talk about with morals without talking about God, because where does morals come from? It's biblical. So if you're going to talk about that, then you have to say, okay, where's the standards? Where do we separate this? You can't separate one from another. You can't separate.
I agree.
it.
I feel like
Well, you don't need God to necessarily have good, strong principles and values.
You do, because that's where it comes from.
I feel like it starts.
Where's the root of morals at? Where is the root of right and wrong?
Well,
the root of right and wrong stems from the Lord.
I mean, do you agree that there
and
are
in the
people?
family, how it's structured, right? The family, how it's structured, comes down from the belief of morals and in God and how the family is supposed to be. Right. So to say feminism is wrong to a point, because it's like okay, you know what I mean? First of all, feminism was designed by the government and CIA, right?
Yeah.
So that's just
I understand.
neither here nor there. But when it comes down to it, you can't, like I say, I don't like it when people put me in a box, because when I talk generally.
Yeah.
I don't say, oh, it's just men that's their fault. No. Don't get me fucked up, because it's not just men.
Yeah.
Like I said it's men and women that cheat.
Mm-hmm.
But the destruction of the family comes down from the breakdown of the family, comes down from the lack of God and morals and structure in the community in general.
Yeah.
People don't have that same respect and that honor. How you honor your family, right? It goes down back. This is years and years and years of breakdown of the family. That's what it is.
Yeah.
This is generation after generation after generation of being broken down.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So it's not feminism. It's not the man either.
I do agree with that, because I've never seen like a really stable like relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've never also seen like crazy fuckboy shit in my face neither. You know what I'm saying? Like if shit was done dirty, it was done behind closed doors. It wasn't known about. But I feel like it does stem from the home, because also being from that, I also choose in my home to place morals of a traditional woman.
Yeah.
But also I know I can't do everything that a man can do. I know that I'm a woman. That is a man.
Yeah.
We are not equals.
Yeah.
Me and a man are not equals. To a certain point, we can be. I will work for mine. I do still hold like yes, a woman should take care of the kids. But I feel like at the end of the day, like I said, it's everybody's preference. If a woman wants to be a go-getter and she wants to be out there making the money, that's what applies within that family. If that family wants that for those kids and that's what works for them, then that's cool. But I don't really feel like it really falls all on feminism, because at the end of the day, in my home, I have 2 daughters. They know how to cook.
Yeah.
They know how to clean. They're 6 and 9. They know how to cook basic stuff. They know how to clean. They know what it is to be, you know what I'm saying, to hold a certain stature for when you have a husband or when you have a boyfriend, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like you can work, you can sit here, you can make money, you can be independent. I feel like that's all okay. But to sit here and say that it fully lies on feminism, I feel like that's a give and take situation. I feel like there are some, because when you are thought to feel like you can be equal with a man, then you do get women who end up having that masculinity in them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool to be like, I don't need a dude, but to know like, girl, a woman wants to be in her femininity. So to have a man that brings that masculine, like if you weren't made to feel like you had to be masculine, that's the choice of the home. That's the choice of the
But you
the
have the
parent.
recipe for success, because you said you've been with him since you've been young.
Yeah.
And he feels secure in you because you haven't had hella bodies before him like that.
Mhm.
And then your children see you as an example. And then that example goes on. So your children say, okay, look, my mom's been with my dad for years. She's a good woman. They see how you take care of him. They see how he takes care of you and the kids. But when the family is fucked up, but that's what I'm saying. When it's another family and they're fighting, they got all kinds of problems, then those children see that, and that's how it breaks down.
Exactly.
And that's why your kids are exceptional compared to most children these days, because that's not the reality anymore.
Yeah.
The majority of people have broken down single parent homes.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
Because the children see that.
Two ways. Either you're gonna see that and you're gonna be like, you know what, I'm not gonna be like that, and I'm gonna break the cycle and I'm gonna do better. Be better, or you're gonna be right like
it's
that.
It's generational.
Are you children tend to do better when they see a good example?
Because I know families where like I'm from the ghetto, I'm from the hood, you know, and out of our group of people, some people had it better off than I did, but they're still in the same position. You feel me?
Right.
So it's not necessarily to do with your parents too or how they raised you, because you could come from a good home and you could be a straight asshole, you know, and your parents teach you all these good things and you just don't eat none of it. You don't take in none of it.
It's up to you to break the cycle, really.
I mean,
everybody can have the tools, but are you going to use them?
I mean, what were the traditional things that they told women, right? Traditionally, what they told women back in the day, right? get married first before you have sex and before you go with the man, right? Your role is to raise kids, be a good wife, support your husband. That's more of the traditional values that they were telling women, right? And then feminism, what they did is, I think if you ask most women, do they want to be a good wife to their husband? I think most women will say yes.
Right.
Do you want to raise your children when you have kids? Do you prefer to have a provider, protector that's going to go out and take care of you, and then you can have the opportunity or the option to raise the kids? I think most women will say yes. All right. Do you want to be in a marriage? Right? Do you want to have a commitment from a man? I think most women will say yes. I think what feminists have told them is staying at home is suppression. Like, I think that they're using certain words to criticize being a mother. There's a lot of feminism saying, pursuing a career is more important than staying at home and being a mother. That's what feminism says. You know what? You don't need the man to be a provider, protector. You can be your own boss. So there's a lot of women out there going today being independent mentality that I don't need a man. I don't want a man to lead me. But
I need one, okay? I fucking need one. We had this conversation.
I know, but the ideology, they've been programmed.
Now you have your man that does that for you.
What I'm saying is they've been programmed to think this way.
Yeah, I've had this mentality though. We had this last conversation, and at the end of the podcast, it made me realize, like, I've been so, because I've had was taken care of and was pampered and princess or whatever, and when I was shown that it cannot be taken away from me, I got into this like boss mode, like this survival mode, right? So I'm super independent now. I bring it all to the table, right? Like all these things, right? And I had this mentality in my head, like, I don't need you.
Right.
I want you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But then he made me realize, like, but hey, a man does want to feel needed, just like I want to feel needed. Yeah. And you want, not only do you want me, but you need me too. You know what I mean? Like,
and also like, how did the women back in the day vet out and find their man, right? Usually, if you wanted to date a man back in the day, traditionally, you had to bring him to your father. Like, you had to meet your father, and the father had to vet him out to make sure he's a good man. They'll look at his reputation. If the families will meet, they look at what kind
of meet certain standards.
Yeah, what's his family? Where's his family from? Like, what's his name? What's his last name? Like, what's his reputation? You get to meet the family. Okay, like, what's your plans for my daughter? The dads will have that conversation. Like, what job do you have? What kind of house is? What kind of quality of life my daughter is gonna get if he marries you, right? So the process of getting a man back in the day, and of course the man had to marry you first. Like, he couldn't just have sex with you and then figure it out. No, you had to marry and make a full commitment to you before sex. Now, feminism told women that that's wrong. That's suppression. That's controlling.
But things aren't like that anymore.
I don't think feminism is telling people
the
that.
radical feminism.
Feminism I'm not talking about I agree with what you're saying, and I know for a fact that the feminism movement has changed a lot of relationships, okay, but it's also very empowering for women, but at the same time it can be destructive for our I would say maternal instincts, our way of, the way that we deal with and relate to our man. But at the same time, there's so many men who aren't meeting the bar of manhood. So a lot of women are overcompensating because of the lack of men that are supposed to be meeting that expectation. A lot of men are not, they don't want to be providers. They want submissive providers. They want us to work and do just as much work as they do. They want us to still take care of the kids. They want us to come home, cook, clean, have sex with them, and do all that stuff. And still bring in money to the table and, respect them on a provider level. And it's just it's never going to work that way because it's imbalanced. Men can't do what women can do, and women can't do what men can do. And people need to understand that. So until that's understood, then it's always going to be an imbalance. But feminism is empowering for women who know how to utilize it the correct way. If you want to go to school to become a doctor, you gotta move in a certain type of way, because like if you know you're gonna be in school for 10 years and you know you want to have kids by 30 and you know you need to be dating some guy in college or something like that, if you want to have a family, you gotta move differently than somebody who doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, so but if you say, hey, I'm putting my career, which a lot of women are doing now, they're putting their career ahead of starting a family and all of that type of stuff, because it's so much of a risk to try to find a provider type guy. These guys hollering on the internet all day and night. They holler on the internet about how they want to go 50-50 or nothing at all. So where does that leave women? You want to go 50-50 with me, but you can't push out a child. You can't do what I do. But you don't want to take care of me. So you're telling me, oh, yeah, you just had a baby. Oh, when are you going back to work?
I think a lot of stuff become redundant. Like there's so many forums, like, and you see with so many podcasts, and it all becomes the same thing, repetitive over and over again. Right. It's like, I think that we just need to I don't think that men are above us. I think that we're just different. I think that we play different roles. So it's like to say that, okay, they're stronger. Yes, there's certain attributes that they're stronger in. There's certain attributes that we're stronger in, right? So we're more nurturing. We know how to take care of our children. It's a balance. It's a beautiful balance that God has provided us with. When you have masculine and feminine, they come together and they're able to balance each other out and function in a beautiful way. So if we could find out how to balance each other and take care of each other and nurture each other, and he does this and I do that, it's team, right? So that's the thing that's lacking. And everything else, the structure of society, how things are, how basically, social media, how people are not real, how people are not honest, and all these games that people play, all that needs to be wiped out. You can go on and on and on about how a man is this, or the woman's this fault, or it's the guy's this fault. No, it's not nobody's fault. Everything's a fucking shit show. Everything's so fucked up now, right? So when you get with somebody, you find a good partner like you have, it's to balance each other out and have life and enjoy your life with that person.
It's never 50-50. Sometimes it's 80-20. Sometimes it's never going to be 50-50.
Find a resolution, and you guys got to work towards your guys' goals. Once you guys do that, nothing can break you guys down.
No, I mean, I agree with you, Maria. I mean, for me, I put the accountability on the men. I think men, we become better men, stronger leaders, better fathers. We take care of our family. We raise our kids the right way, and they don't become distracted by all this nonsense that we see in the world.
I agree with you.
But I don't have a problem with women pursuing a career and making money and being an entrepreneur and starting a business. But I do believe that what feminism tells them is to put that having a career is more important than children. And I disagree with that. I think family is more important than pursuing a career, because you can be successful. Me personally, I still want a family as well. But I know for a fact that if I'm successful 30 years from now, but I don't have a family, I will consider that a failure. I wanted to share with somebody. So I think that's what feminists telling women is, like, be successful, be career, but prioritize finding a man and a relationship. And the reality is, for women, your biological clock to have children is within your 20s, right? And the thing is, what feminism is telling them is forego that and pursue a career that's more important. And a lot of women are doing that. They're pursuing a career, which I don't have a problem with, but they're not prioritizing finding a man and having children.
But I bet you if you went to a high school and you start interviewing all the girls and you're like, oh, do you want to have children? Do you want to have family? Do you want to be married? I bet you there would be a big percentage of them that say they don't want that.
Exactly.
And then you have to ask yourself why, right? One, the world is fucked up kind of, right? So you don't want to raise your children in a fucked up world, right? So like if you would ask me this now and I was a teenager now, I'd say I don't want kids because I don't want the children to be exposed to all this ugliness, right? Now, I mean, I already have my children and stuff like that, but I mean, like, it's kind of sad how things are now, to be honest. It's sad, right? The children don't have a lot of good examples. You know, the girls don't want to just necessarily have a family. So it's like, it's a lot of that going on.
I come from a divided family, and, my thing is I don't want to start a family and it be like someone in my family that I know. I'm not gonna say anything,
Yeah.
no names, but you know, someone in my family that I know, and I want to be better than that. I want to have a family and it actually be a family, and I want my person to be with me forever. You know, yeah, that's not typically how it goes, but you know, I waited most of my life to have children. I still don't have children.
Yeah.
But if I do decide to one day, I want it to be with the person that I'm gonna be with forever.
Yeah.
And I know that, you know, I know that for sure.
Yeah.
I don't want to break your heart, but you're never gonna know for
You
sure.
won't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure
Like,
you won't.
Because there's a certain point in
can
my
kinda
life where,
feel
like,
it.
when I first had my kids, and I'm like, oh my God, this is it for me. You know, like, it's gonna be forever. You know, but I don't think a kid's gonna make that forever.
That's why you gotta know.
You know what I
first.
mean?
Yeah.
I don't think the kid is gonna. Some people have kids thinking that it's gonna make that bond and make it, or
Sometimes it can
make
break
it
that bond.
stronger. You know what I mean?
Honestly, babies do nothing but test that bond.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, let's keep it 100.
Yeah.
They do nothing but test that bond because y'all could be gravy, baby, before that, and that baby just split y'all down the middle, and y'all can't stand to even look at each other. You know what I'm saying? But now y'all are stuck with each other. I totally agree with that. I really do. I really do.
Like I said, like the only thing I said this last time, like the only thing permanent in life is change. And you have to be on your stuff so that you're able to adapt to the changes of life.
Yeah.
Nothing is permanent. My parents were together my whole life, and my dad passed away. And my mom she had a hard time recuperating. It's been since 2018. She's starting to be like more like herself now. But what I'm saying is that some people rely too much on their partnership. She was 19 when she met him.
I relied too much.
You know, you relied too much. My mom didn't work. She was a stay-at-home wife.
Yeah.
Like I had the Cosby family, okay? Like my family was dope. But yeah, like my dad passing away, and like it's just like, what am I gonna do without my man? So, you know, you got to think about that during your journey through life. You can't just make it all about a relationship. And I mean, relationships are a beautiful thing. They're supposed to take us places, right? Ships, right? Relationships. So you have relationships with your grandparents, your siblings, your kids, and all of that. Like you need to be able to nurture all of them, because one day your partner is not going to be here. And you have to realize that. So like
that's why a lot of
put
feminism, what he
everything
says, like
ain't
how
about a
women
man.
are
Everything
becoming want to
about
be
a
more
man.
independent. It has to do with security.
Right.
Like a lot of women are thinking of themselves like, okay, yes, I'm in this relationship. Yes, okay, he might be providing for me right now, but what if it goes south? I have to secure myself. So they do prioritize their employment or their business or whatever they're doing. They prioritize because they don't have that security, because they don't really feel that man will be there for them.
I didn't
You know, in those
prioritize it
times.
until after. Like I had the security and I had all that, and I was a little fucking spoiled little bitch.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But when he showed me that he can take it away from me, then that's when the fire lit.
Yeah.
Then that's when it was like, hold on, hold the fuck on. Like,
Mhm.
I'm so used to being the housewife and being taken care of, but when I didn't have anything to fall back on.
Yeah.
Besides what? Yeah, like I'm a good fucking mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I take
yeah.
care of my household. Yeah, but that's not gonna pay the bills.
No.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So then that's when I like
Your backup plan.
hustle.
Yeah.
You know,
That kicks in.
yeah, that survival mode.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because prior to that, I didn't have to work. I was just chill. Whatever money I made was money I made, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think as far as like your significant other passing away, you can't control that, right? And you did mention a great point. Women want security, right? So I would argue is instead of, I think if you truly want security as a woman, then spend time to make sure that you find one good man that you can trust, has good morals and values, commitment to you, and he has the ability to provide security for you, and go with that man. I think when women say that, you know what, I have to make money. What happens if my man passes away the next day? I can't. How can I How can I take care of myself? I think you can't control that. You don't like this. That's out of your control. If your man is gonna die.
But
right?
things that can put shit like that into play can happen. Like your man don't gotta die. Like your man could get into an accident.
Yeah.
Right.
And not be able to work. Or even let's
Yeah.
say COVID.
Yeah.
My man can provide for me. My money is mine.
Yeah.
I have to balance out work from providing for my family
Yeah.
or being that mom. So I have to say I am a workaholic.
Yeah.
I like my bag.
Yeah.
But I have to be able to kick back and be like, all right, say no to the bag. You got to be a mom. You got to be present.
You're a perfect example of balance.
But when COVID happened, my man couldn't provide for me no more.
Yeah.
My man was out of work. And then guess who had to provide for the family? I had to provide. I was the breadwinner.
Yeah.
I had to make sure that we was good, that the rent was paid, that I could do all of that. So regardless of, I think without even thinking like bad thoughts, that what if my spouse passes away?
Yeah.
It's just anything could happen at that.
Yeah.
Like COVID, I feel like put that into perspective for sure, because
Yeah,
people who
yeah.
thought they would never lose their jobs
Lost their job.
lost their jobs.
Yeah.
And
That's what I
I would
said.
tell you, when I thought my job braiding wouldn't be able to hold shit down, let me tell you, it held shit down
Right.
for a long time, and it
Yeah.
still continues. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's good to have a backup plan. It's good to have maybe not even a 9-to-5 job, but just something that brings in income, girl. You know what I'm saying? Makeup, whatever you can
So
do.
you could be an independent
Yeah,
woman.
you don't have to do a
You
9
could
to
be an
5.
independent woman. You could be about your bag, but you could also prioritize your family at the same time.
What I was saying is that basically, like, even without death being in the equation, like
Yeah.
you said, like, you need to be able to have a backup plan, because he might wake up one day and
He's out.
be out, or he might,
You know
or he might have somebody else on the side. You just never know. And like, people are so unpredictable. Like, these men are not the same as
Like,
back in the day.
Don't leave
Like,
the situation
feminine
falling on your ass.
nowadays.
Leave the
Exactly.
situation hitting the ground running.
Exactly.
Type shit. Like,
they
make
don't
sure
want
you
to
got
pay
something
spousal
in your back
support.
pocket.
They don't want
yeah?
to pay child support. So it's like, what, you gonna be having his children, giving your body up, getting stretch marks, whatever the case may be,
Your body
for this man, and he decides, oh, he wants to have a work wife or whatever the case may be. And now you're sitting up here figuring, oh, what am I gonna do? I need to go back and live with my parents. I need to, figure out something to do, because a lot of these men will leave you high and dry and start a whole nother situation with another woman. So you do, like, it's not okay. Yeah, he started off having good morals and ethics,
Yeah.
and I vetted him,
Nothing's
right?
happened.
I vetted him. I seen he was a great guy, but he changed. People change, and people have representatives. So,
I've seen
let
people
me-
who've been in relationships 12 years, and all of a
Right.
sudden they think
Everything
they
goes
found the
south, yeah.
one
right,
messing with so and so. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
for real.
Like I
Yeah.
said, 16 years, and all of a sudden,
she said,
Yeah.
No, I'll let me push back on Savannah. I disagree with that notion when women say, I didn't know, because men can change. I still go back to morals and values. I truly believe if you meet people and if they have strong morals and values, that this is something that they live by, they will die by. Those morals and values don't change. And there's people like that. I think with people with weak moral values or a lack of morals values, those people can change. And I think the problem with hookup culture is we're not really investing a lot of time to test out, to make sure that they actually stand by what they say they're going to do. So we don't,
well,
because
hookup,
because
it's just
hookup,
for a second. It's just, I
yeah.
don't really give a fuck, but I give a fuck.
it's temporary.
It's temporary,
but
right?
It don't matter.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I do believe that if you find people with morals and values, right? Yeah. Sometimes you find people very extreme. Like, perfect example would be people are so dedicated to their religion, right? Like they will die for their religion. Like they're not gonna change. If you believe in God, there's nothing I could say to you that's gonna change you. That I'm never gonna disbelieve in God, right? So people to that extreme. So take that to your morals or values. If there are people, there are both men and women out there. Obviously, there's fuck boys, there's fuck girls, but there are men out there and there are women out there that have strong morals and values. The issue with that is if you want those types of people, those same morals and values they have has to be reflected with you. So you have to meet their standards. So I don't think today we're not really doing a great job of investing as much time as possible to make sure that they are good quality men or women before even we engage in sex. Right. I think we do the opposite now. We're having sex first, and then we figure out all that shit later. But by that time, you're already emotional bonded.
There's a soul
and then you're
emotionally connected,
and that overlooks all the bad behavior, the red flags. So, like I told you guys before, go back to the traditional day. A woman had to like vet them out first, make sure I have good morals and values, meet the father. I've probably met one girl in my life to the modern day culture that's probably brought her boyfriend to meet the father, and his father actually had influence on her decision to whether she wants to be with him or not. She told him, "Look, my father is a great man, a great example. If he sees something that he doesn't like within you, that's probably something that's probably I have to listen to that." And I think if unfortunately we have a lack of fathers in the home, that a lot of women have to figure this shit on their own. But that's why it's so important to have strong families. But I think it's the values and principles that we don't. If you look at the dating culture today, everybody's talking about 6 foot, all these superficial traits that have no benefit to a long-term relationship. But traditionally, back in the past, the values, the old school traditional values of being a good woman, a good man, those are things that they built their relationship on, not on social media, cloud, likes, all that. And I think
we'll slowly get back to that.
Yeah.
I think that this generation is slowly starting to figure out that that's not so attractive and it's not going to get you what you want.
Yeah.
So I think slowly but surely it's going to start reverting back to old days. You know how everything comes back in a cycle.
That's right.
Because it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So
It's a repeating cycle.
So it's like those you have to they have to kind of figure it out for themselves to figure out it's not going to work out. So that's why it comes with age. Because right now, a lot of the new generation is young. You know what I mean? They're younger than us. So right now they're still in that I don't give a fuck mode.
Yeah.
I do whatever I want.
Right.
But as they get older, the maturity comes in and then it starts to change.
But the consequence of women getting older and learning it late, it hurts them in the dating market. Because when you get older or you have children when you're early 20s, it hurts them when you go try to find a good quality man in the dating market, because like I said, most guys are gonna look for a younger woman, right? So if you're an older woman, you have kids, you have issues in your past. A guy with we're talking about the good moral guys with morals and values, he's gonna look within you like, okay, you want a man with good, strong morals and values, but then I look at your past and it doesn't reflect any of the morals and values that you claim to have. So how am I supposed to trust you? So I think that should be happening in the beginning for both men and women. We should look for strong morals off top in the beginning. We shouldn't go through the phase and experience it, and then later on in life you finally learn. Because sometimes for most people, later on in life, it's already too late. That's an unfortunate reality. For a lot of people, especially a lot of women, it's already too late.
If you had discussed morals and things like that prior, you cut the chances of wasting your time. Half.
Yeah.
Exactly. And things like that aren't discussed. Like, for instance, I never thought of discussing like how I would raise my kids with my husband. I just thought it would just
naturally,
it would just mash, girl. There's some things that we don't agree on, and I just be like, I never knew this shit. You never said nothing. And our daughter is 9 years old, and I'm just finding this out now. Like, what the fuck,
Right.
But I'm just like, damn, like that's probably some shit that like the younger generation should discuss. Like those aren't things that you think about discussing.
But at that age,
when you meet, because you're so young,
like
you don't think that.
What are you doing?
Right, exactly. Where are you from?
You
You don't think into that deep of a.
That's normal, though.
But you know why?
Mature. You don't think about that.
But
when you're young.
you know why? Do you know why that conversation is like that? Do you know why?
Why?
Just on a surface level.
Yeah. Do you know why surface level? It's because we no longer see sex as a purpose for marriage and relationship. Like
it's just a thing that everybody does.
Traditionally back in the day, like people like sex was for like I want to have sex because I want to have a family. The purpose of sex is to create a family. That was why a lot of people, if I'm having sex to have a family, what are the qualities I'm looking for in a man and a woman that's gonna help me build a family? today women don't look at sex as a purpose of building a family. They look at sex as something as like something that's it's for fun, pleasure and fun, right? Pleasure and fun.
And men think that
So
too.
I know of both men and women.
Yeah.
So that's why those conversations are superficial. If you talk to people who they of course we all want sex, but they want family, like they want to build strong family. That conversation is different. When you come across a man or woman and they strictly want to build a strong, good family, they don't care about the superficial shit. Like they want to have the conversation. Okay, like what are your morals? What are your values? Do you believe in God? How many kids do you want to have? What's your plan for the future? What's your plan to take care of our children? How do you what's our roles in this relationship? Like those are the conversations you have when people have a purpose for sex, which is to build a family. But the reason why those conversations superficial, because sex is now it's just a fun thing. We just like it's a fun thing to do. With no purpose behind
well,
it.
because like Tab said, it's the younger generation.
There's no purpose
too.
behind
Like,
it. There's no purpose behind it.
they're so young, they're not even thinking about that shit. You know
Until
what
that
I mean?
shit,
Well, marriage, bitch. I'm trying to fuck.
Exactly.
It's
Until you get pregnant, and all of a sudden, like, oh, why you ain't stepping up?
And then everything comes real.
Exactly. But the thing is, life is really like you need strong family. So that's why casual sex, the hookup thing, I think it just doesn't benefit both the men and women.
Yeah, casual sex, I feel like it benefits men more than women, you know, because men can kind of do it and they don't have to worry about being pregnant or anything like that. But women have to worry about those things, you know, what it's going to do to our bodies, what you know, we literally put our lives at stake every time we have a child. So the hookup culture definitely benefits men more than women. But at the same time, like as a man progresses in age, we always talk about women's value decreasing as we get older, right?
Yeah.
But like men's value decreases as they get older unless they have money.
Yep, absolutely.
Because if they don't have money and they come to a mature age, then it's harder to attract the type of woman that they actually desire. They might have a woman who, you know, is cool, but is it the woman that he wants? Do she got the tight waist? Does she got the physical attributes that he wants? You know, and he can tolerate or be around. But and then also, is he erect enough? Is he, you know, able to, you know, perform?
Yeah.
So if he's not, then that also decreases his value too as a man, because it's not fair to always pinpoint the women for saying that, oh, she's getting older, her value is decreasing, she can't have kids no more. Well, what about him? You know, like, you know, Mr. Gummy Worm, like, don't, you know, like you have to think, you got to think about those things too, because women, like, it's a lot of young women who are dating, like, you know, you 20 years old, you 20 something years old, and you dating this 60-year-old man. You think that young girl really wants to be there with him? No. So it's a lot of that going on, and so, you know, yeah, she might have a little child with him, but he's paying for everything, and in the dynamics and the situation, you know, the situation is off. So, you know, we need to always, every time that a woman's value is mentioned because she is not able to bear children no more in that childbearing age range, but it's science now. We need to also counteract that with mentioning the men who are 60 plus, 55 plus, 50 plus, 45 plus, who are not performing well because their diet's trash. They don't work out.
Yeah.
But that win,
you know,
yeah, that's well.
Everybody, American diet got everybody on
right.
Right.
McDonald's, Burger King,
hairline
growing you guys tits. You guys are growing tits with the
No,
Burger
I mean,
King.
just to
said he got bigger titties than me. Stop it. You motherfuckers is deep.
No, just to defend the men. It's only a small percentage of men who have erectile dysfunction. You know, it's only a small percentage.
It is a small percentage, but she did make good points.
Yeah.
She made good points that a lot of times these younger girls just be with older men because what they could benefit from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How could they benefit from it? They got money, they have cars, they have security. So the younger girls will go with the older guy because of that. You know, attractiveness always, and attractive is always a factor regardless of age. You could be young and be unattractive. And you ain't got no game. Or you could be older and you're attractive and you got game. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you can't put nobody in a box.
Yeah.
Because there's good looking older guys that pull a lot of broads, and there's good looking older girls that pull a lot of guys. You know what I mean? It has to do with the looks, it has to do with the money, it has to do with all of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can't just put people in boxes.
No,
It doesn't work like that.
I'm just talking about for like long term. Like, you know, obviously if you talk about short term, doesn't matter. But if you think about long term marriage, having children, the reason why most guys, you know, they go for younger women is to have children. You know, if you date a girl that's 30, 35, 40, the chances of her having a family is pretty slim. So that's why most guys go with younger women. I do agree with you with the guys, you know, if they make money, if they don't make money, age doesn't matter. But that's why a lot of women tend to date older, because for us, you guys look for security in a man that can be able to provide or protect you financially. And for us, it takes us a little while to build our financial security. So that's why for most guys, their prime is like their 30s. By the time because they work their ass off in their 20s to move up in the company or find a job to build their business. And then 30s is when they finally hit that prime.
Because that's when they've hit their stability.
That's
when they meet
exactly
the woman that they're going to be attracted to and the type of woman that they want to attract.
So, you know, the 30, 35 is usually the time they hit their financial prime. But because they're that part of those men who are very attractive, they attract all the women, whether it's 30 and 20s. And for most guys, if they find a hot girl, they're going to go with the hot girl and wife them up. Because also they can have children with the younger 20s, not the girl in the 30s. So, and that's the thing. Like, I don't like live. I think that's feminism. That's why I still go back to feminism. Like, if you want to tell women that they can do whatever they want to do, that's fine. But the thing is, what they fail to include is like there's gonna be consequences to that. If you want to pursue a career and be successful and sacrifice your child rearing ages so you can find a career, but don't tell them that you can have everything, because that's what women are hearing today. You can have your dream job and you can have your dream man and you have a dream family. But if you look at statistically, the more money a woman makes and the older she gets, the less likelihood for her to get married and have children. So a lot of women are finding out the hard way that they forego their 20s to build a family, to sacrifice a career. And there are surveys out there of women that they are successful, but they're finding out that they're still unhappy, even with all the success that you want. Because when you women, you find happiness in people. Like for men, we find happiness in things. Like when we build things and we find purpose, it makes us happy and it makes us attractive to find a woman, but it's not the same for you. So I don't know. I think feminism is not telling the full picture.
Say what you just said again.
The what?
What you just said.
No, we're interested in different.
Like it was interesting. Like I want to hear it over.
No, like we find.
Say that shit again.
Yeah, run it back.
She was like,
Hear that one more time.
No, we find happiness in different things. So for women, you guys find
So
happiness.
you guys find happiness
in different things. So for
materials,
women,
he says.
So for women, you guys find happiness in people, connection with people, especially children, right?
Yeah.
So for men, we find happiness in building something, in building like focusing on a career, be successful, because we understand that we become successful. The byproduct of that is women gonna be attracted to us anyway. But for you guys, in order to have attract the men that you want, then career is not gonna give you that same attraction a man does. So if you can have children, then that's gonna diminish you from being attractive to most men. Yeah. Like if most men want children and you can't provide it, then you're gonna be invisible to most men. Right. Same way a man's broke.
I feel like it's a little bit hard saying that, because I applaud a woman who goes after a career right away. Like say someone who wants to be a nurse, because then that job will give you like that maternity leave. You know what I'm saying? For when you do want to become a mom. Not only that, but like say you do want to have a family, like you like the way things are looking right now, like it takes two people
to provide
for
a home.
a home. It's really hard. Like it's possible with just one person, but it's hard. You know
and
what
it
I'm
takes
saying?
a village to really take care of
yes,
children.
but at this, like I said, I do applaud women who go out there and find a career, because that is the smart decision, to sit here and find a job that will provide maternity leave, that you could build a 401k plan with, have a fucking health
I want
plan.
my daughters
for sure.
to go to college
but at the
and
same
make
time,
money.
on the other side,
I do.
On the other side of the spectrum, I'm so glad that I had my kids. I had my kids at like 21 and 23.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I did have them at that age, because now that they're older and in school, I can pursue I started my career before they were in school.
Yeah.
So I was able to work and be at home with my kids, which was phenomenal. But now that they're in school, I can really pursue my career. And because of their school, I can work 8 to 5, or you know what I'm saying, 10 to 6 or whatever, and it not interfere with me being a mom, because they're still at school. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you. There's nothing. I don't have a problem with women pursuing a career.
I do agree with you.
My problem with feminism is telling them they have to sacrifice
to prioritize it.
Prioritize
Yeah.
it. If you know the best chance of having a baby is in your 20s, right? Have your kids in your 20s, find a good man that can be a provider, protect you, and then pursue a career after your kids.
For sure.
Right?
But some women get caught up in pursuing that career
and sacrifice their time in their 20s and hit 30, 35, 40.
And they regret it.
And then they regret it because now like they don't have as many eggs as they were in the 20s. Some of the women are trying to freeze their eggs right now because they can't find a man to have children. And a lot of women who feel like they don't have children, it's lonely.
And like you said, the older you get, the slimmer the pickings.
I don't know. I feel like our eggs work for a long time. I don't know.
Latinas, maybe a little bit.
We got a lot of kids, you know.
But I feel like the older you get and the longer you stop having kids, the pickier you get.
Yeah.
The higher your standards get.
Exactly.
The more you're in a race for time. I just feel like when you put it off for so long, then you end up slimming your own chances down.
And I think also for women who spend a long time being by themselves, and I think you condition yourself to be alone. That's really hard for you to be to let somebody else come into your life because you're living a majority of your life alone.
You get comfortable.
Yeah.
I lived my life alone. I was out of the house by 16 years old.
Yeah.
And I put myself through college. I was the first one actually out of my family to go to college.
Good girl.
Even though I went through all those, bumps in the road, I still made it through, but I agree, it's hard.
Yeah. All right. I appreciate you guys. I just want to react to one video real quick and we're going to conclude the podcast because it's almost that time. There's a video somebody sent me online. Let me play this video real quick for you guys and then let me know what you guys think. It was interesting.
Come here, girl.
Where you at?
It's easier for a woman to spoil a man than for a man to spoil a woman. So why y'all not doing it? It's literally so simple. And don't talk to me nothing about no money because it don't even take money to spoil a man. You fix that man a sandwich, oh, he gonna love you. I'm talking about put a little bit of lettuce, tomato, dress it up a little bit, put a little extra to it. Oh, he gonna love you. When that man get in that shower, wash that man back for him. Lay his clothes out for him when he get out. They fresh, they ready. Socks, drawers, all of it. You see how that was free? Rub his feet, free. Give him a little massage, free.
Yeah.
And if you got some money, you ought to not be saying nothing at all. Pay for that man haircut, put a little gas in that man car too. The new game coming out. He like to play the game. Buy that man that new game that's coming out. Okay. He like to dress. Give him a little graphic tee or something. Get him a little hat, a little snapback. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what to do, so why you ain't doing it? And then we be the one, we be picking. Oh, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. Okay, he wants stuff too. He like to be spoiled too. And if you get a little too mad and talking about what you ain't finna do, I ain't finna buy that, I ain't finna do that, okay. And what one woman won't do, another one will too. Remember that.
I agree.
You agree?
Yep. Because I mean, even when I go out and let's just say I'm going out to go look for something for myself, I'm gonna think of my man and be like, oh, I think he'll like this. Let me grab this for him and throw it in the cart because that's out of my nature. That's what I do originally, So I agree with that video.
I hella agree with that because I'm not even gonna lie. my dude will make the bed and I'll just be like, you did not do this right. I will be so straight up, you did not do this right. I'm gonna strip this shit and I'm gonna fix it. But just before I came here, I made him some leftover. Like, girl, it was leftovers.
He was happy.
And I put some onions and some cheese on it. And he was like, girl, I love you.
Oh, yeah.
You is it, girl. You are it. I said, this is leftovers. I just threw that shit in the microwave, but he was happy, you know? He was like, girl, you gotta leave right now.
I love that.
It's true. It's those little things.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's the little things. Even a little compliment throughout our day, even if we're having a rough day, will get us through our day.
Right.
I promise. Like, you know.
Yeah, I think men are simple. We just want food and sex. I think
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's
and a little back rub.
That's really it. Like, it's not even really 3. It's just 2.
Yeah.
Food, respect. I say 3 is food, sex, and respect. That's it.
Yeah.
Get those 3
Don't
things.
be
What about loyalty? You don't want loyalty?
Well, if you respect me, if you respect me, you're gonna be loyal to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. She said okay.
That part.
No, that's true. Everything she said, everything she touched on in the video was very accurate. I think that there's little things that we can do that don't cost money, that are very easy to please the man that you're with. You know what I mean? Little things, rubbing his back, rubbing his feet, tell me you appreciate him, tell me you're proud of him, feed him something, you know what I mean? Make sure that he's good when he comes home. All those things matter. For me, like personally, I will say this and I'll say it again. I did all for the wrong man.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that when you do something, make sure that you do it for a man that deserves it.
Yes.
So I'll make that point.
I want to, I know we talked about feminism, but the thing is, you know how many times when I've had conversations with women who are very independent career, is they think that their career and their money is going to impress a man. When I told you before, we're just simple. We just want to be taken care of, food, sex, respect, those little things, rubbing the feet, preparing our lunch, cooking a meal. And because I have conversations before on this podcast with independent women, like, you know, I'm successful, I'm independent. How come I can't find a man to be with me though? Do you cook for your man? Do you rub his feet? I don't do that.
I have no problem rubbing my man's feet. Give me your bunions, baby. Just kidding.
Right.
All right.
Tabitha, I cannot say this.
Yeah.
You look at her like,
no, like, I ain't finna touch your feet, but I'll fucking rub something out.
No, yeah. She's like, I'll rub one out. No, I have no problem giving my man a back rub, especially after a long day of work.
Yeah.
And we both come home from a long day of work.
Yeah.
But I have no problem doing that.
Yeah.
I'm a super affectionate. Like
I'm very
affectionate. You know what I mean? And
I'm
I
a big
think
baby.
that a lot of women feed off of the energy that your man gives you. So if he's like affectionate and loving to you, then that you're also gonna be affectionate and loving more so. You know, like it puts a little pep in your step. You know what I mean? It makes you
want to do it.
Yeah, you want it. You know.
And that's why for a lot of guys, it's we find it like a red flag dating a woman who's very career invested into the career and seeking money. Because what happens is if you're just very career oriented, and you guys know, like if you're trying to pursue something and be successful, all your energy and time is focused on that. So by the time a woman comes home, she doesn't have the energy to do all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
That girl just said, like cooking, rubbing her man's feet. So that's why for a lot of guys, when they date successful women, they don't have the time to build an intimate bond and relationship because they're so tired, they're so stressed out from all the stuff at work, for all the things she has to figure out at work, from her boss, the deadline she has to meet.
To have to meet that balance.
Yeah.
And especially dating, not knowing exactly like where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Like that stuff does get put like on the back burner most of the time, for sure.
So she just wants to come home and then go to sleep and doesn't want to do all that stuff. So I think that's for a lot of guys, they just want to see like a more feminine woman. But yes, we have come to the end. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. All right.
I see, Brian. It is lit at my house.
I love you, Bianca.
All right,
love you, homegirl.
Vin, Brian, appreciate you guys. Everybody in the live chat that's been watching the entire stream. I really do appreciate you guys. And shout out to the ladies. Shout out to the ladies real quick. All right. Thank you so much, all the ladies, jumping on tonight and being part of the pod. We had great discussions. We talked about fuck boys. We talked about nice guys. We talked about fuck girls. hookup culture, feminism. What else we talk about? We talk about a lot of
Everything.
things. Everything.
A little bit of this, a little
Like
bit
it
of
was
that.
a good little discussion. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Tonight.
Yeah.
For sure.
Talking
Also,
with all of you tonight.
also, Nina was able to identify the patterns in her.
The qualities that I kept looking for in all these men.
It came to her.
It came.
She had an epiphany.
The light bulb.
Homegirl had an epiphany
No,
tonight.
but what I can say is that I never seen myself, or I never seen a future with my past. I can finally say now today, the person that I'm with today, I can finally see that with him. And I never was the type of like, oh, I can see myself with that person. I can have a family with him or marry him. I never thought like that.
Okay. Is he the same type of man from the past? Same?
Wait, what?
Is he the same type of guy from the
He
past?
doesn't bring the same patterns as the last.
Oh, okay. So it's a different pattern. You disrupted the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
All right, great job.
Broke the cycle.
Broke the cycle.
Yeah.
Faith.
Faith.
I don't be saying nothing because you never know.
She said,
Right.
I was trying to see if there's a sound effect for that.
she's like, I'll make one.
I think it's the only one I can find.
Next time we come on, they can be like,
Oh, different story.
What happened? You still with what's his name?
An update on that.
Did he watch our show?
He's actually watching right now. Hey, baby.
Okay. So that's what it's about.
No.
Mind's Day.
You better be watching my show.
You hear me? I'm on Mind's Day, but still shout out.
All right, but I appreciate everybody on the live chat. Thank you so much for always tuning in from the live shows. Thank you so much to the panel
Thank you
for
having us.
making the effort, making the time. But what's your final thoughts for tonight's discussion, and how can people find you if you want to share your socials so people can find you if you want?
You can find me at the Dins Girls, or Still Sitting Pretty on Instagram.
All right, thank you so much, Nana. Tiny.
My final thoughts are things aren't always what they seem, you know what I mean? So just be careful. And my IG is Tiny Tabs. You already know what the vibes are. You can also find me on Tiger's Den. Girls, go ahead and book us.
Yeah, especially in the Bay Area. Do you do out of state or just in state?
Out of state, in state, wherever.
Hell
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Yeah, we bring all the energy. Know that.
Yes.
5 of us. This is Nana. We got B. We got the lovely Maria, and then we got Vixen, who's not
Yeah.
here.
Vixen.
But that is
We
5
send
of
her
us.
love. She wanted to be here tonight.
Yes. All right. No gas, all brakes, right?
Yes.
Oh, wait, no brakes.
Oh, no breaks, all gas.
No brakes, all gas.
Wait, let me rephrase that.
I do gas.
My gas pedal broke.
Okay, I do gas.
All right.
My gas
Damn, son.
Yeah, you gotta sound effect for yourself.
Yeah. I got a sound effect.
Tell me over here dyslexic.
I got a
Come on, you
sound-
got a sound effect for himself.
I got a sound effect for myself.
Damn, son. Where'd you find this?
That was for me. All gas, no brakes. Okay. Final thoughts now. You can share your final thoughts.
I'm gonna wait till my end.
Her final thoughts are. We'll get an update next pod. We'll see what happens.
There you go.
I'll update in 2 weeks.
On the next episode of The Violin.
All right. I appreciate you, Nana. I'll pass it to you. B, final thoughts and how can people find you?
I think it was cool. I enjoyed discussing all these topics with you. I thought it was hella funny. Yeah, I think it was cool. You guys can find me at Tiger's Den Girls. You could find my personal page at To Be or Not To Be. And you can find me on my braids page, Braids by B with a Z.
And come catch them hands.
Come catch these hands in Modesto. Book an appointment with me.
I'm trying to find. Is that hands? Oh, yeah, I can't find the hands.
All right. Maria, Queen of the Jungle. I don't know. Hey, and then the Tiger's Den Girls, who obviously my closing thoughts are, I guess, as we're talking about the male-female dynamics, is that let's just work together. Let's appreciate each other's differences as men and women. And, like, let's make the generations better.
Yes.
Let's be better examples
cycle
for men and women. Let's think about that, because we do hold a certain amount of responsibility to the children and bringing our children into better homes and making the family work, making life better, right? So, so I appreciate being on here. I love being with my ladies right here. They're the shit.
It's a whole
we love to turn up. We're a whole vibe. I love being with Thank you for having me on.
Yeah.
We're following you on the gram.
And shout out to Richmond, California. East Bay, Richmond 510. To the north side. Go ahead, because I got to gangbang a little bit.
All right.
This is how we ride. Represent.
So yeah.
Don't even take me serious. And don't take me serious. And also disregard my coffee. You know what I'm saying?
Don't take me serious. But take me serious, motherfucker.
It's just a cough. You can't even have a cough in 20.
Yeah, talk about coughing and farting. Like, coughing and farting is not the same. Excuse you. Excuse you, motherfucker.
You must have not seen my last live.
Yeah, you got me fucked up.
Looking at you like that.
Yeah, you got me fucked up. What you gonna do? Like, leave? Go ahead. I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
So my final thoughts is I had a good time. It was a pleasure meeting each one of you beautiful ladies tonight. And we turned up. We talked about some of the issues that's going on. And you can find me at Complexion Flexing or at Bareface Beauty 101. I do facials, I do yoni steams, I do body contour, I do a lot of different things. I know you do body contouring too. So period, we can make it happen. Because it's always collaboration over competition for me.
Right.
And I also have a photo booth company. So I do events for that, which is really dope. And then what else do I do? I do a lot. I do a public speaking. I did public speaking training in Arizona. And then now I'm out here in Cali. So I do a lot of different things. And I love collaborating with women and traveling. And so my last words are this: the only thing permanent in life is change. So make sure that you're not out here dry when somebody decide to switch up on you.
Okay, yes.
Because people will switch up on you. So just make sure that you got something to make sure that your children taken care of. As women, we want to make sure our children are taken care of and that our families at the end of the day, because the men aren't the same men from back in the day, the women aren't the same women from today. So at the end of the day, you want to make sure that even if you are in that role of being provided for, you want to make sure that you're able to take care of your children and your household and
take care of yourself too. Let's not forget to take care of yourself too. Yeah,
take care of yourself.
Health as well.
Right.
Caught up and we get caught up in
everybody else.
Everybody else.
Have you
heard of the book Rich Dad Poor Dad?
Yeah, the book.
So true.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
because if we can't
make sure you're taking care of
nobody else.
You can't blame anyone for somebody switching up, and now all of a sudden your kids don't have what they need. It's your fault. Period. If he decide he don't want to be there no more, and then now you're sitting, the next day you're like, oh my God, like I need to make sure my kids got this and this and that. You got to make sure that everything's taken care of for yourself and for your family. And vetting, Will talked about.
Yep. All right. As always, thank you so much for all your final thoughts. Definitely follow all these ladies on their socials if you want to follow them and all the content and follow and support them whatever they do. All right, and just to piggyback off of Maria, the one thing I will leave off on this podcast is, I think we are, as men and women, we are better together than apart.
For sure.
Yeah.
I do believe that.
Yes,
I truly 100% believe that.
You said tonight. That's right. Better together.
Yeah.
You need each other.
Yeah, I think if you believe that you're better alone than apart than being together with a man or woman, I think that's that's something you have to figure out.
It's very sad.
Yeah,
I think that goes for all, not just in relationships and like
In life in general.
but in all
in
general, you know, because we're literally just having
If
this
you act like you
conversation
don't need
in the
your
car.
family even.
Yeah, that's
like,
a problem. Yeah. Yeah. If you think like that, I need you to listen hard, lean forward a little
everybody
bit.
needs anybody. Somebody.
If you do believe that you don't need family, you don't need a partner, you don't need a relationship.
You don't need no other body.
This is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to do. If you really believe that, I want you to look at the camera, look at the screen, lean forward, and then. Okay.
Girl, lean forward. I bet you some people did really.
They probably liked it.
Yeah.
Here's another one for you. All right, but nevertheless, I always appreciate you guys on the live chat. Thank you so much, and don't forget to like and subscribe and tune in for the next show. We go live next week, new panel and new topic. And don't forget, if you want to support me, the best way to support me is the locals, and the link is in the description below. And I'll see you guys next time.
Hey.
Peace, y'all.